Yeah, at this point, we do not have to do a history roll. We know who is doing the history. But before we do that, Heliari, you want to do that?
Mr. DM,
double
I'd
roll?
like to roll to steal your panties.
Yeah, with 2 rolls, I believe, because, last
Nope.
week.
Yep.
Darn.
And then I would like
Darn.
to use my roll from last stream when we podcasted and I still ate my dinner.
Yeah, this is it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh,
It was hard. I keep
so
getting close.
close. So close. Some plans are better than no plans, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Chat, bestow us inspiration for the panties.
You're so smart. Thank you, Anna.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a whole setup
I had
there.
to look so hard for that, and I don't know why. I would like that whole time when you were talking, I was looking for it, and I just was like, okay, there's a few places it could be, and it just, I don't know. But anyway, if you want to join the one shot,
You did
with
so
cool
good.
people. Yeah.
Okay.
That's-
Recap time. What can you
Sure.
remember from last session, Mads?
Um,
Well, last session being 2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago.
my brain only holds about like 72 hours worth of information until it goes somewhere else. So I don't really remember much. Ugh.
Let me get you
I
started. I can get you started. You started off in the tavern with the painted
Yeah.
blades.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, we started off at the tavern with the painted blades, who we accidentally like irked with our presence.
Mm-hmm.
Irked.
They had like initiated attacking us, but then they were stopped by the COC, some lady from the COC.
Mhm.
We left. I got prodded again by the mushroom lady. I can now make the gold like aura manifest with my hands.
Yeah. Get some cool powers now.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And Leari got to meet the mushroom lady. And that's all I got. Oh, and then we did our recap episode last week.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened after the shop and the reason why we're getting Pyri lore today? Do you remember why Pyri's passed out?
No, I don't.
Do you
I
remember
just
the
know she's
ring?
passed out. Oh, wait. Yeah, she put the ring on, right? She put the ring on, and then I tried to get it off.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you
Pyri
tried
put-
to help.
Pyri got
Yeah.
a small treasure, which was a cursed ring, put it on, had it on for the whole episode. And then you guys worked together to rip it off her finger.
She took 50 points of psychic damage and passed the fuck out.
I recall now. Okay.
It's all coming back.
I
Yeah.
forgot that part.
And then there was a funny dream man. Do you remember
Yeah.
the funny dream man?
No.
We'll put Funny Dream Man on screen once Pyri is officially back, and then we'll do the little bit there. But yeah,
Mr. Sandman.
the only other notes I had was the painted blades tried to argue with the COC lady and got shut down. Liari rode a tricycle. Mads and Joe enjoyed the giggly drink.
Oh,
Is that what
yeah,
we're
we-
calling that? Is that what you're calling that?
No, not
It's a good time.
Oh no! Well, that explains some
Someone here.
things.
Silence.
Once we hear you, we will let you know we hear you. What else do we got here? We had Mads had a hella vision when praying to the goddess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
That-
cool. We
mhm.
started to get your lore too, or
Oh.
more of it, I guess.
Speaking
Some
of,
lore. It was world lore.
I'm gonna go post that in the short stories channel because I can.
Yeah. That was cool. That was a lot to like take in at the time, and it's cool to reread. Because there's a lot going on there about like Oh?
What am I here?
Caca. Wife caca.
Caca?
There's no caca. It is over.
Cacaless.
It was really interesting to see kind of like maybe an ability that is tied to Mad's like praying, as well as like inherently what is like world history up until this point.
It is interesting providing history. It's
No, I like it.
relevant,
It's cool.
of course, but like it's
Yeah,
funny to
and
be
then
a history
everything
lesson.
changed when the Fire Nation attacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff there.
It's always how it goes, right? You guys went to talk to Araltha, but she did not have any information regarding Elias or any of the information that he brought.
Yeah, we were too early.
Yeah, you guys saw
We were
Marv,
back, and then Pyri died.
and then Pyri died. You guys saw Marv on the way back to the Mushroom Lady.
Yeah, that was so
yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I have to fucking stick my tongue out at him, like, "Nah, sucker."
Recurring characters. Who knew?
Yeah, one of the only guys that survived the
Literally.
whole.
Like, you guys
For sure.
massacred that branch.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It was fun.
There was barely anything left of the branch to begin with, and then a whole bunch of shit happened off screen. Like off story. Lots of
Yeah.
fools. Lots of things happened. None of which you know about. But yeah, the Marv's here now.
Did we burn down that place too? Is that what happened? Like we just forgot to put out the burning boat.
Did you put out the burning boat?
No, of course not.
Well,
Well. Might be
and
a
then
restart
yeah, you went to the
PC
Arcana
again.
place and did the ring stuff, and then Pyri saw
Yeah.
a fella.
Dude, the fact that Mushroom Lady is into meds.
I have no
Or so we
commentary.
think. We
Dude,
think
the
she's
Mushroom
into
Lady
meds.
straight up. Yeah, there's like, I will not procreate unless it is with the magical one. I'm like, what the? No. Then I was trying to wingman you, and then Pyri dragged me off. Like, no, shut the fuck up. I'm like, oh, no.
Stop
Don't
doing
fumble the
that.
bag. Don't fumble the bag.
Don't fumble. Get her
It's right
peg.
there. I should have said that. Hindsight's 2020.
You should take one for me. Take one out of my book.
Double down.
That's the
Double
bonding
down.
experience that I feel like we already watched.
we can retcon that, and it'll be fine.
I've tried so many different ways. Well, yeah. Like just scratch, put it in there, and then Mad secretly hates me a little bit more. No! What is wrong with you? I'm gonna steal something, it's gonna be something of value.
Like panties.
Like panties.
See, yeah, I agree.
All the
Thank
value in the world.
Yes, please note my satchel overfloweth.
It
I'm
does
growing
overflow with.
satchel holes for all my panties.
You can see it right next to Liari chat. It is obnoxious at this point.
And I'm not finished yet, Mr. DM.
It's gonna look like a Victoria's Secret store in that bag.
We're gonna make it a little bigger. We'll put it over the nameplate like that. Look, it's beautiful.
Cute.
The tags, I think, sell it for me. Little tags with
tags
the
are
people
so-
faces.
Yeah, of like my party's panties.
Yeah, you can see the party
good.
faces in there. It's hilarious.
I like that ours are specifically
So
labeled.
cute. Yeah. So cute.
Can you hear me now?
Oh
Hi!
my god.
Hi.
How'd that
I
go?
swear to God, every time we have D&D and I open this goddamn thing, it crashes like my mic stuff, and it'll say everything's working and everything's fine, and then I have to restart.
Oof.
Rip.
But hey, you're here. You're alive.
Yippee.
Barely. Soup is
Yippee!
here, and by soup I mean ramen.
Let's
Ramen.
go.
Let's go.
Ramen.
Okay, we're all here.
Ramen.
You got your
We
ramen.
all have our ramen.
Hey yo. You got your ramen.
It's time.
You got your mic. You're locked in. You're ready.
I'm here. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Then we shall begin in earnest.
Woo.
Ramen, no panties.
That's how you summarize our D&D sessions.
Can someone pin that? I don't have the power anymore. Can
I don't have
someone
the
pin it?
power.
I do.
Done.
you.
Done. End.
Let's go.
All
I've been
right.
stripped of my mod privileges.
You gotta roll a 20.
I
It's
know.
like you've been stripped of your panties. It's fine.
D&D.
So, the last time we ended with Pyri
hmm
entering a grayscale kind of situation where she was detached from her body, was able to look behind her and see your friends leaning over your currently limp, slumped body on the ground as they laid you carefully down as to not hurt you.
Oh.
You looked around this grayscale place, and eventually your eyes settled on a familiar figure. Someone from your past. Someone you spent a bit of time with who taught you special magics.
Hee haha.
And as you drift in this hazy space, somewhere at the edge of consciousness, unsure if you're maybe dreaming or caught between life and death, you feel weightless. Your body is present and not. You're just a mere specter of yourself. And then suddenly, you hear a soft, telepathic voice that resonates in your mind. Pyri, can you hear me? I am pleased we can finally speak.
I'm just gonna blankly stare. And like, she knows who this person is, but it's gonna take her a second. Because she's kind of dumb. So she's just gonna like, be like, huh? Wait, I know you?
Oh, it hurts that you do not remember me. And I must apologize for the intrusion. You've been knocked unconscious, and I seized the opportunity to speak with you. I hoped that we could perhaps chat without any distractions from the waking world.
I'm just gonna. How far away do you think?
Not
We are.
that far, like
Cool. Pyri's just gonna like
15 feet,
just
maybe.
whatever wiggle up to him in funny whatever the hell land this is, and be like, and just kind of like do the stares intensely at Face. You are? It's been a long time.
It has been such a long time. It is so good to see you. I have worried about you and how well you are faring. It is nice to see you have found friends and you are doing well, no?
Friends. New friends. Looking for a fruit tree. You know my fruits?
Oh yes, we spoke much about the fruits before, I'm sure. The ones with the faces.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a new grove now. Or a new place where I can plant and make a grove, because I can't go back to the mountain.
Mountain Maiden.
I can't go back to Mount Maiden, so new
Oh,
grove, new place.
new place. It is a good plan. You make a new grove, and you have all the fruits you could ever want. Now, forgive my boldness, Pyri, but you have extraordinary gifts. Looking at you now, I don't think you fully recognize what you are capable of. When you are recovered, I would love to speak face to face. Say, perhaps near the city center, near the fishing docks. I would be honored to continue this conversation in the flesh.
Nice.
Lovely.
Probably shouldn't put it on any more rings.
Perhaps not. That might be best for your health.
Probably. But I got to see you again.
Yes. Funny how that works out. Before you can form any additional replies, you feel your spirit being kind of pulled back into your body as if something was keeping it afloat outside of it, and that gray space starts to fade away. And as your vision kind of becomes a pinpoint, as you flow back into your body, you hear, I look forward to meeting you again, Pyri. Until then, rest, be safe. And then you open your eyes to your friends leaning over you, looking upset, scared, I don't know.
Mary's just gonna, in her vague pyriness, be like, A, that hurt. B, I need to go to the docks.
Why do
I'm
you need
like-
to go to the docks? And I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, no, I'm literally on the floor with her because if we recall, I was the one that like laid her down on the ground so she didn't just like drop.
Yeah, you were also
So
like
I was like holding her
too,
and I was like shaking her like Pyri. And then she just wakes
You're
up and says that,
alive.
and I'm just like, did you get scrambled? What do you mean?
Oh, I met an old friend, and he wants to see me down at the docks.
While you were passed out after we ripped the bad juju ring off your finger?
Yeah.
That's not a friend.
That seems a little fishy, Pyri.
But he taught me
I think-
so much when I was a kid.
Like someone you... Were you just having a dream about them, or like...
Oh, I was
How do you
talking
know
to
it
them.
was them?
Because it was them? Duh.
But what if it was like... I don't know, how do you get into your brain?
Magic stuff? I don't know. He's powerful. He knows things.
What did he teach you?
While Pyri is talking, I'd like to cure her wounds.
Oh,
Oh, please
Yeah,
and
that's
cheese. I am kind of dying.
you got hit so hard.
I got nothing for that.
I got hit really hard.
Wow.
Nice.
Pyri's gonna
Good.
kind of like turn and look at Larry, and like in a mildly twinkly eye, probably very concerning look, at least to Larry, is gonna be like, "Do you want to see? Do you want to see what he taught me?"
Do I want to see what he taught you?
I mean,
Pyri, I don't know. Do
wanna-
I?
She's
Is that
You
what
kind
the
of
body parts have been for?
her eyes are gonna get extra twinkly and just be like, "Yeah,
Oh,
yeah."
I don't know, Pyri. I don't know. I'm gonna look over at Mads, kind of panicking, like, help! She's gonna do something with the body parts. Help me!
Mads is gonna be very torn between running, like just taking a big step backwards. And fighting the good urge to run away. I'm just gonna look at Layar and like, I don't even know who this guy is. He might be good. We don't know. She's been doing stuff with the
Wait.
body parts this whole time. Like, we haven't stopped her really up until this point.
Okay, well,
So
the
it-
two of them are doing the thing.
Yeah,
Pyri's just gonna like reach into her pocket and she's gonna pull out like one of like I say pocket, a bag, a pocket, something.
It's a
and there's just gonna be,
satchel,
like,
you know.
There's just gonna be like the tiniest of mice, like a mouse, just a little mouse, and it looks like a mouse skeleton, and it's gonna have like a little sweater, and just.
Well.
So Pyri.
Yeah.
As you animate this, would you like to describe how it is animated, or would you like me to?
Oh, yeah. So I like to think that it would be the little mouse. It kind of like wiggles and like stretches its bones, and like when an animal gets wet and then it shakes its fur, it's like that, and it's like, but it's just its little bones wiggling around, and it's got its little sweater on to keep a bunch of this stuff together, and it's all like woven. And it's just small. It just sits there, kind of scurries around Pyri's hand.
Does it look normal or does it look?
Oh, it's
It's a
a
skeleton.
it's a
it's a
skeleton in a
skeleton.
sweater.
In a
I'm
sweater.
probably
That's
I'm probably
all you
just
get.
gonna go. I'm probably gonna like wince at it and go. That's real neat, Pyri. What does it do? What is it for?
What does it do? What does it do, Pyri? This is really cool. It's a little skeleton. He's gonna poke it. Joe's gonna poke it.
He's so brave.
Joe is excited about this.
He's so brave.
He can do whatever I want him to do. He's tiny and nimble, and I can have him do a number of things. And he's up for the next 24 hours. Yeah. He's just a little guy. He's my little friend. He can go and, sneak into places or carry stuff to others and
Whoa. That's so
bite
cool.
people's ears off.
Why? No, that's all. Yep. Okay.
She's just gonna very deadpan just look at Larry and be like, for torture, obviously.
Liari's
Pyri,
just gonna
why are you
stop
choosing
talking.
now to show this to us?
I've learned it's not a first day meeting thing.
We've been traveling together for a while now. And you just now cared to mention that you can bring people back from the dead. You can animate
Not
the dead.
people, just tiny. Just little creatures. My little creature friends.
And is this something that you learned from your person that we're going to go visit?
Yeah.
Can they do more than tiny?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna look at Larry. I'm not going. You're on your own.
Why do I have to be the babysitter?
If she wants to go on her own, she can. But I'm good. I'm not going.
I'm going on yourself.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
I can go.
Oh, Joseph. Oh no. Okay.
Oh, he can show you some cool things.
What? I'm sure it's really cool. How about we go as like a group together, and then we stay back and you talk to him, and if it goes bad, we fight him. Thoughts?
Please don't fight him. I don't think we should be fighting him.
Doesn't sound like a fight that we'd necessarily win or have any advantage in.
Probably not.
Harry.
Which is why I'm not going. Because it's gonna end up in a fight.
Pyri, why are you so set on seeing him?
To be fair, it's you two that tend to start the fights.
Shots fired.
So maybe it's best if I don't go with the two of you. And I just go by myself.
Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah. I have... What should I name him?
What should I name him?
Hold on. I'm thinking. My table thinking.
Rio?
Oh, your little guy, your little
My fella.
skeleton rat man. Oh, okay.
Dude.
Surely it's just Boney.
Amazing, actually.
big
Bone.
bones McGee.
Hambone.
Hambone.
What if I just
Wishbone.
him?
I could just start
Which
naming off
one's a
bones
dog?
too if that helps.
What if I just
Wait,
called
what's-
him ears because he just eats people's ears off?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so good. That fits.
The way you said that, like, just so mildly disappointed, but also like, yeah.
It's so Pyri core. Like, I don't know.
Okay, his ears. I'm sure she would have one that's named Socks that just steals your socks.
Yeah, you steal the boot and they steal the socks.
Yeah.
No shit.
They're all
Canon
just
now.
named after the various things that they
You're
would steal from
comboing
people.
off. I love this. I'm scared, but I love this.
There's so much happening, guys. This is great.
All right.
Anyways, that's what she'd be like, yeah. I have ears with me.
And as long as, we stay close enough, we'll probably be able to still communicate with each other, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
If
as long
Joe
as we
wants to
stay
come
with
with, he
them.
can come with too, but he
I'll
seemed
come
interested.
with.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why? No, hold on. You say Mads and I can't go, not that we want to go, but because we start fights. Joe has also started a fight, but Joe gets to go?
Remember the
If I
lizard
told
burrow?
Joe- If I told
Joe
Joe
has
to
the worst
stay, he
luck
would
with
stay
people who
put.
kill people. Joe's been withered like a bunch of different times, and we don't know what this guy does.
I've been withered? What does withered mean?
You'll
You
find out when
got
you're
the
older.
bad suck, my guy.
Wow.
He's no good. What do you mean, wow? You don't remember? Oh, his
I've been
memory
having
is
some
that of
memory
the-
issues.
No,
Oh,
actually? Wait, actually? What do you
Yeah.
remember?
Oh, I don't know. It was cold, and then I can't remember a lot of things. And
What was cold?
I feel like we fell asleep, and I got really cold.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So sometimes I feel really cold for no reason. It's usually like when I get upset or if you guys are like in trouble, it just gets a little chilly. It's really weird. I gotta pick up a sweater while I'm here.
Yeah.
So here's
I'm
the thing.
gonna-
I think we need to go back in and talk to the mushroom lady.
Well,
Thoughts,
while Pyri goes and visits the docks, we can maybe go see the mushroom lady, if that's agreeable to the party.
We're standing outside the mushroom lady's place.
Currently,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming that Pyri wanted to leave like right now. Unless I'm mistaken, then Pyri could just go with us, of course. Like
it's however you guys want to do it. There's no right or wrong way to do the situation.
Why don't I start heading there and then y'all do whatever it is you're supposed to be? Are we having Joe appraised?
Yes.
Kinda.
We're having the mushroom lady examine him.
Well, that's fine.
Pyri, do you know what docks you're going to?
Fish. Fishing docks? Fishing docks in the center?
They'd be like near the big bridge that you guys cross to get to the slums. It's gonna be this smaller dock right here, whereas the big ones
Yeah,
are
those-
more of a shipping dock.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of the range. Okay, that means I know what I'm gonna do. But if we stay and talk to the mushroom lady about Joe and then you want to go to the fishing dock, that's okay. Just keep in touch with our brains, please. Please talk to us and let us know if something happens.
Can I not heal myself with this?
No, you can heal yourself with that.
Creature
You
you touch, you can
You can
touch
touch yourself, yeah.
It's not doing the thing though.
Like you can't hit the heart.
Like I'm hitting the heart, but it's not doing anything.
Oh, I can hit the heart for you.
I don't know. Manually add
There you go.
7, I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know why I wouldn't let you do that. That's interesting.
I don't know. Weird. Anyways,
All right, so what are you guys doing? What's the plan here?
Pyri's off to see the wizard. The wonderful wizard was.
Oh,
All
no.
right. Pyri makes their way along the road and into the distance. Yeah, no,
Yep.
she
Yeah.
gone. She gone.
I'm gone.
Before
gone.
she
Pyri's
goes like
zooming.
fully,
Uh huh.
I'm gonna kind of talk to Mads and Joe really quickly of like, I think the dogs are gonna be outside the range, so I kind of want to maybe follow a little bit, or at least go somewhere in the middle so I can be attached to you two and attached to her?
I'm fine with that. I'll follow you
Okay.
as well, but I'm not getting close to the dock. I'd like to stay at
Okay.
a good distance.
Or do you want to stay here and ask about Joe? Because I'm kind of worried about him too.
I can ask about Joe and then try to catch up with you if
Okay.
it works out that way.
I'll just hang out towards where our inn is. That's about the center of everything. So I'll just hang out in that general direction.
Okay.
Okie
Message to Mads in Discord. And then, Liara, you're going midway in between the both so you can maintain the brain connection, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like the homing beacon.
Yeah.
I'll post up. Like, boop,
Okay. Well, so we'll say you're just kind of
like radar.
wandering around there.
yeah.
Let's go ahead and at this point, which one would you guys like to do first? The Joe Mads Mushroom Lady or Pyri Lore?
Joe Mads Mushroom Lady.
Sure.
All right, Joe Mads Mushroom Lady. So,
I'm gonna grab Joe and just be like, okay, Joe, we're gonna go see the Mushroom Lady again.
oh, we are? Okay, I thought we were done for today.
Yeah, I think she might be able to help you with, getting a sweater.
Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah, she might cure you so you don't need a sweater. Or maybe
Oh.
she has one to sell. Who knows?
Am I sick?
No, it's just...
Oh, but
I just want to make sure you're all up to snuff before we go on our adventures.
oh, that
I
makes
just worry
sense.
about you.
Well, I don't know. You kind of said, but go ahead and roll me a persuasion roll to convince Joe that he's not sick. Or deception. It can be deception, actually. Actually, it's gonna need to be deception. I lied to you. Deception roll.
Okay.
Hold up. Hold up. Wow.
Huh.
Wow, buddy, you have such a good plus and you rolled a 2?
Unfortunate.
All right. So Joe just kind of like looks at you. He's like, just nods. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll go talk to I think her name was Markella. Yeah, maybe.
I'm very glad you remembered her name because I seem to forget.
You know, I seem to remember everybody's name. It's really weird. So you guys.
He's getting side.
So you guys enter into the shop. Morkella is just kind of like working on some stuff in the background. And as you guys enter, she looks and does a very slight head tilt, which causes all the mushrooms to kind of bounce up and down. It is not yet tomorrow. Are you able to produce more results today?
No, I don't believe so. I'm gonna check in with myself, be like, nope, we're still got nothing. And then I'm gonna look at her and just, I'm really sorry to trouble you again with another request, but I have my suspicions that our Joe here, he's getting very, very cold, very randomly, and I'm not sure if it's normal, and I'd just like to make sure.
Let me I gotta start doing the thing again. Okay. Well, I'm sure, as you know, mammals tend to get cold at times, and they put on additional layers of clothing.
I'm gonna get out of Joe's earshot And I'm gonna whisper to the lady. We were in a cave, and he put on a Santa hat that was from some Krampus monster that I am unsure of. And he's been acting kind of strange.
Does she realize you're trying to whisper? No. No, she does not. What is a Santa or a Krampus?
I'm just gonna... Can you check him over to make sure he's okay?
As long as you agree to extend your visitations.
Yes, sure.
Acceptable. And she's gonna wander over to Joe, who's gonna kind of look a little, you know what, we're gonna just check how is Joe feeling about everything. Wow, buddy. He is oblivious and uncomfortable. My dude rolled a 1.
Oh.
So Markella comes over and starts to sort of like look him over and like lifts his arm and checks some reflexes. Like this is like a full, not like a full physical, but just like she's checking his reactions and just looking in his eye. And as she like leans forward and starts to check like any orifice, so ears, eyes, nose, she has one particular fungus on her that like lights up really brightly in a beam of light. And so she's like opening his eye and you can see through the eye, through the beam of light, even from your vantage. And Joe's like, that is really, really, please hold still. Okay. Yeah, okay. And it just continues on for a few moments. She stops, stands there for a moment. And has an idea. She looks at you, Mads, and goes, is this request magical in nature?
Yes.
What are symptoms, if any, presented?
He explained that he became cold when he was in moments of fright or intense battle.
Interesting.
And he has very little memory of anything that happened.
Are the memories causing any discomfort?
I'm
And
gonna
she-
look at Joe and
She kind of looks between the two of you, and Joe's like, well, I don't really remember anything specifically, no, but I do get cold, and I don't really know why. Markella's just gonna look at him, and she's going to walk near you, Mads. Like she's walking around Joe, but you can kind of tell what she's doing. Let's see what happens here. Okay. So as she walks by you, she kind of holds her hand up, and one of the mushrooms on her hands kind of crumbles into dust in her hand, and she goes, and she blasts it with her breath towards you, and it gets kind of like in your eye. And Joe watches this happen. He saw it happen. But after a moment where you just kind of blink a couple of seconds later, you hear Markella in your head as it echoes. It says, hello there. I have telepathically linked us so we may speak without causing any discomfort. I am going to attempt to terrify your friend in order to elicit a response. Is this agreeable?
just please don't hurt him.
Of course. Causing any harm is not something I wish to do. She's kind of walking. Joe is really suspicious of her right now. He's like watching her, and he's looking between you and her. He looks at Markella. He's like, what did you did you do to Mads? Why isn't she talking anymore? I don't know what you're talking about. Your friend can speak perfectly fine. And she motions to Mads.
I'm right here, Joe. I'm totally fine.
Deception. Or persuasion on this one, because you're not necessarily lying. You're just omitting. Damn, bud. Okay. Joe kind of relaxes a little bit. Mads, would you also roll me a perception? When Joe was getting flustered, it did get a little colder. Morkella kind of continues to walk around Joe, stands right in front of him, and then, as if split down the middle, the entirety of her form opens in a gaping black void, with mushrooms filling the entire interior of the humanoid body. It looks like it could swallow a person whole. And lets out this terrifying and Joe freaks out, because of course you're gonna freak out. And the room does become significantly colder in this instance. Please go ahead and take 1 point of cold damage, as exuding from Joe as he steps backwards is a blast of frost that hits both you, Morkella, and the shop itself, causing some damage to the area. Morkella becomes her normal self once again, as she becomes the normal humanoid that you are familiar with, and looks at Joe and goes, "My apologies, sir. I needed to test a visceral response to danger. I did not mean to terrify you or your compatriot. Thank you for participating." And in your head, Mads, you're going to hear, "There is definitely some strange magic at work here. That much is obvious. I would like for you to bring this individual with you when you come in each day, and we will continue to attempt to find a root cause for this strange anomaly."
I'm gonna mentally thank you, Morkella,
like
Morkella.
Yeah.
Mentally just thank you, Morkella, for doing this. I greatly appreciate it. And then I'm gonna run over to Joe and I'm gonna start consoling him. Are you okay? That was so crazy. How did you do that?
Are you actually like holding Joe or like giving him a hug or anything like that?
I imagine like if he's like sitting on the ground or if he's standing, I imagine I'm just like tapping like his back or
Yeah, okay. Because like
the back of
whenever
his hand or
whenever you like put your hand on his back, you do feel he's a little shaky, like he just got absolutely terrified. And Joe kind of like looks over at, she's like, I'm okay, Mads, but I would like to leave. Yeah, now.
That is okay. Let's get out of here. I'll grab his hand and we'll just pull him outside. And I'll mentally just goodbye, Morkella, or God,
Morkella.
oh my God,
Morkella. You got this. I'll put the name in there for you. Actually, I'll put it in this one. There you go. Morkella will just respond with "I look forward to seeing you both tomorrow." And then she turns and continues, like, kind of cleaning up the space, which has a bit of frost damage at this point. So you guys make your way outside. Joe is a little upset, but like he's okay.
Okay. I'd like to find like a bench or something nearby, just to like have him sit and like recuperate for a minute,
Mhm.
and then if he wants to talk about whatever.
This particular portion of Melody Cove is particularly nice. So there are benches and lots of like curated flower beds and like fenced off little parks all over the place. So you're easily able to find one. And you guys kind of just hang out under some shady trees and sit. Joe just kind of calming down a little bit.
I'll ask him like, if you do have any questions about what just happened, I'd be willing to tell you.
Joe kind of takes a moment and like takes a deep breath. So you didn't get very scared. You're pretty brave. Yeah.
I'm gonna chuckle and just tell him I had a heads up, but I had no way of knowing that she would look that scary. I was pretty scared myself, but I knew she wasn't going to hurt you.
Okay.
So that gave me some peace.
Okay. Why did she scare me, and what's wrong with me?
Joe, do you remember that Christmas episode?
Yeah.
Where we, went to that one place that was very, very cold, and there was that very large monster. And you put on its hat. Does this ring any bells?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, he remembers.
Oh, thank
Whether
God.
that's good or bad is yet to be seen. So as Joe starts to recall, you can kind of see that look of realization of a repressed memory coming up, where kind of the eyes get really wide and his hands kind of start shaking a little bit. Enough that you notice, but it looks like he's trying to not make it as obvious. And he kind of just stares straight ahead for a minute, as if kind of reliving it.
I'm gonna notice this and just like, we're sitting, I'm gonna just like put my hand like on his knee, just to like bring him back a little. The familiarity of touch.
That brings him. That seems to bring him some safety, if you will. So he does calm. The shaking kind of slows and stops. He's like, I forgot. Why? That was real?
It was real. And for a long time, we didn't think anything was gonna happen. We thought everything was fine. But you had mentioned being cold, and it struck up the memory.
Oh. Yeah, I just sometimes I get cold and sometimes I have I don't have good dreams, and I sometimes I see a big monster, but I couldn't put a face to it, and sometimes I haven't told anybody, but sometimes when I touch things, they turn to ice.
I'm not. nod and just mentally like send all of this to Layari.
Well, Joe's part of that too, so if you send it, he'll
Oh, true.
be aware.
Oh, true. Never mind. Well, Joe, I'm glad that you're talking about it now, and I'm glad we're here, because I think she's going to be able to help us get rid of whatever this is. That way you can have good dreams again and not worry.
Well, that would be really nice. I don't want to accidentally freeze anybody. I just want to be helpful.
And you're super helpful.
Oh.
And because you're super helpful, we want to make sure you're okay. And you're also part of the crew.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
You kind of feel, well, not feel, but you do see Joe kind of gets a little smile, like that's a lot happier. He seems pretty satisfied with the conversation and how it's turned out. And he just kind of like nods and kind of like tentatively puts a hand on your hand on his knee in a way that's like friendly, not in another way, but like he just kind of sets it there and he's like, "Thanks, Mads."
You're welcome, Joe. And I'm gonna be really serious. However, I'm gonna tell you something you don't like. I'm really sorry. We have to come back here tomorrow.
God damn it.
Oh.
As you say that and you get all serious, you feel Joe kind of stiffen up. And a little bit of frost seems to gather on the top of your hand where his hand is touching you. Please take 4 points of cold damage.
Oh my god.
As Joe removes his hands. I'm sorry. She scares me, but if you say it's okay, I'll come back. You'll be here too,
We'll do it
right?
together. Exactly. We'll be
Okay.
doing the same thing together. Trust me, I don't like it either.
Okay.
But
So-
it's for the good.
Okay. As long as you're here, then I'll go. And with that,
In game, I'm assuming an amount of time has passed.
yeah, I would probably say this entire endeavor probably took an hour. Well, I'd probably say an hour, yeah. So during
Okay,
that
then I'm
hour,
probably getting antsy, and I'm gonna reach out since nobody reaches out to me, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Mads and Joe, how'd it go over there? I haven't heard from Pyri either. How's it going?"
Oh, it's going good. We're fine. Yeah. I'm normal.
Did you find anything? You're normal.
It's as we expected. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can I use my insight to kind of
Oh, absolutely.
determine how Joe
What's-
sounds to
what's
me?
your
whether
passive
he's doing
insight?
okay? My passive insight is high as shit, Mr. DM.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, you're easily able to determine that Joe is incredibly uncomfortable for some reason, to the point where he doesn't want to talk about things.
Okay. So then I'm just gonna ask, are you guys on your way back over here then? Are you all done?
Joe's just gonna look over at Mads.
Yeah, we're all wrapped up. I suppose we can start making our way to you.
Okie dokie. And then I'm not gonna say this mentally, but I'm just gonna look around for like a cafe or somewhere, and I'm just gonna get hot chocolates. 3 hot chocolates.
You got it. It's easy
Yep.
enough to find. This is a pretty progressive and nice place overall, so it's easy enough to find a cafe filled with pastries and hot chocolates and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and I'll mentally let them know where that is too, so they
Yeah.
know where to kind of make their way over to me.
I'm gonna shuffle you two over this way. And we'll say somewhere within city center you're able to find a very nice, classy cafe where you can get really nice hot chocolates. Like a little chocolate straw thing going on, the little shavings.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want, Mr. DM, and all the whip,
Oh, all the whip.
all the whip.
Fresh,
Maybe a
fresh
marshmallow.
made.
I don't know how we got marshmallow in this day and age, but I want it.
I mean, Santa's a thing, so we can just do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Mind
let's
you,
go.
nobody that you've met knows who Santa is, so it's very fascinating to put this.
Yeah, I was
To
not
make it
expecting
real.
that line.
What is a Santa?
What is a Krampus?
Krampus is so good. Alright.
So, while you guys get your hot chocolates and meet up, Pyri.
It's time. It's time.
That was
Oh,
unmuted.
You are now
Hi.
unmuted, yes. So, you make your way towards the docks. The smell of the more powerful smell of brine and freshly caught fish makes its way into your nostrils and takes over your sense of smell, and you make your way along the many tents, fishing buildings, and small warehouses that are used for drying excessive amounts of fish. Go ahead and roll a perception, would you? While you're looking for your good friend, Regulus.
Perception.
Perception. Very nice. So, as you are making your way through these fishing buildings, in and out of alleyways, there's a number of like smaller shops out here. Most of them are fish oriented in some capacity, be it like a stall where they sell fresh ones, where they're cut or filleted, or like they sell catching like bait and poles. There are also a lot of meat works out here, so a lot of the docks, a lot of the stuff that either is shipped in or farmed locally, bred locally, I should say, ends up in this particular area a lot of the time. So it's a big meat market. So you pass a lot of butcher shops and stuff like that.
Me.
Yeah.
Cool.
So eventually, I know it's the same picture, but it's going to be a different picture, quote unquote. Eventually, you do see your good friend Regulus seemingly just hanging out near the back of some of these fishing stalls in a small alley. And as the morning sun kind of glitters on the waves in the distance, you see him and he gives you a respectful nod. And he presses his hand over his chest as though he's genuinely pleased to see you. As you approach, he says, "I'm so glad you came. Care to walk with me for a bit? There is something I'd like to show you."
He's gonna be very enthusiastic about going.
So he leads you
Yeah.
on a winding route through a number of these fishing tents and back alleys and past big weathered stone arches, stacked barrels, and makeshift tents. You are walking in a comfortable silence unless you choose to break it.
Ari's uncomfortable with the awkward silence, and we'll probably just be like, "So what you been up to?"
Oh, nothing much. I have just been exploring the world and looking for all sorts of fun and exciting trinkets that do magic things. And practicing my arts, of course.
Magic stuff is cool.
Yes, it is
I've
truly.
done a couple of things.
Oh, you have done things?
I found a couple of cool things. She's gonna like whip out the funny staff that she found. Be like, look at what I found.
He's going to kind of like hold his hand out in a way where it's like he'd like to inspect it, but he's not like actively trying to take it from you. He's like, may I take a look?
Sure.
Wonderful. And he takes a look at you gave him the thornwood staff, I believe it is, correct? The one that you currently use, thornweave. Yeah. Yeah. So he takes a look at the staff. Kind of like you see him concentrate on it for a few moments. Oh, this is a very nice staff. Where did you find it?
In a witch hag's place. She tried to kill us and eat us.
Oh.
So we killed her, and I kind of saw it, and it looked cool, so I took it.
That is fair. Finders keepers, as they say. Especially when one tries to eat you.
She was dead. She wasn't going to use it anymore.
Yes. Did you find anything of necromantic?
Did I find anything that was necromantic?
Nah, he really didn't. He's just interested in necromancy. He just wants to know stuff.
Yeah, I just like couldn't remember what the hell I found for a second. I was like, what do I have? No, unfortunately not. I found a cool ring and a funny bauble.
Ooh,
And this funny looking mushroom.
a funny mushroom, you say? Oh, may I?
She's gonna show him the green mushroom thing that she stole from the witch's stuff. Or from the hag stuff.
Oh, this is very nice. A green cap. And a green morn cap. These are rare. Hard to grow.
Well, they were growing all over the lady's house. She had a ton of them.
Perhaps she was skilled in the ways of growing these mushrooms. This is something very nice. You should try to replicate it. Maybe grow more if you can. They could be very useful.
Useful for what exactly?
Oh, they are used in all sorts of fun things, like they are hallucinogenics for living. It is fun time and great for selling to make a little bit of necessary cash. You could also use it as a toxin, which forces and makes any living being crumple before you if they ingest it. There's other things too, but
It'd be good to use to get fertilizer.
Yes, you could have living fertilizer. I don't know how well that would work, but it is something.
Sounds like you would taint the fruit. Anyways, where are we going?
Oh, we are here, yes. And eventually, during this conversation, you arrive in the back alley behind a butcher shop, which looks fairly nice, even on this end. Like, it's obviously like a back alley, but it's still pretty nice with well-carved buildings, and it's pretty upkept. And there's a lot of discarded bones lying in boxes and shallow troughs. There's one that's particularly set out, which is currently being picked at by some stray dogs. And as you guys make your approach, the dogs turn. Seeing you doesn't seem to make any difference, but they turn and see Regulus and immediately scatter with their tails tucked low. And then Regulus kind of looks at you with an encouraging smile as he says, I recall a certain... You remember you had a very particularly interesting approach to reanimation. And I taught you the basic spell once before. I would love to see how you've improved, shall we?
She's gonna pull out ears and just who's just been like skittering around her pockets and just be like, and I make them sweaters.
You did always enjoy the sweaters. But this, and he's going to gingerly take ears, kind of hold him up and give him a little scritch. Oh, this is very fine work, Pyri. You have been practicing. This is so much better than it used to be.
Hee.
So, I see how well you have done. But I know you. I remember what a capable student you were, and you're so capable that you could do much more than ordinary necromancy.
I could.
What if I told you I believe that not only could you weave undeath, but life into it as well, blending the undeath with nature's living energy.
What the heck?
It is a lost art, which I do believe you might have the capability of, given your upbringing and the natural affinity. I believe the result of combining life and undeath would be a remarkable synergy. Now, I would like for you to try once more. Let ears go back, and instead, I would like for you to reach in with your powers and bring life from the bones in that trough. So, go ahead and just recast it, technically.
Okay.
So, I would also like for you to roll me a nature check.
Nature.
So good.
I have a +10 on it.
I know.
So like...
Pyri.
Uh-huh.
You take a moment and try to like kind of weirdly put together the necromancy that you've done in one particular way for so long when you were taught it, and all of the druidic magic that you use, and you try to do your best to integrate them, and you focus on the living essence, your connection to roots and vines and plants, and then you focus on necromancy, giving autonomy to the undead. And as you put that magic out, you imagine that verdant life energy threading through all of the scattered bones which rise. As they rise up, you watch as the bones themselves create a small little piglet. and then faint green vines sprout and enter and wrap around these bones, becoming a lattice of plant matter and bone combined. And then large leaves stem out from that lattice work, curling around the bone legs and then around the ribs, and eventually around the entirety of the little piglet, creating an undead piglet with a leafy skin. And it looks fucking adorable.
Pyri is going to fucking squeal and be like, "My God, it's so cute!" And just be so excited and lift the little piggy up and just be like, "What's a cute little piggy?"
The little piggy kind of rubs up against you, showing a little bit of affection. And Regulus is, "Look at that, Pyri! It's fascinating, isn't it? You're blending the circle of root and bone already. Life and death joined in a perfect harmony. You are more powerful than I had hoped."
He's so cute.
Regulus is beaming at what you have created. You see as he kind of reaches into his robe and produces a little small carved bone shard with some strange symbols etched along its surface. Regulus, continue your training. Continue to raise the dead for your service and intertwine life into it. And when your abilities eventually evolve, simply focus on this token. It will help us connect without unwelcome interference. And he presses the little bone into your hand, and he wraps your fingers around it, and you can kind of feel the warmth coming from his hand as he steps back and bows his head towards you. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana, would you?
Arcana? Ooh. Oh, okay, not that bad.
No, that's actually great. With a 17 Arcana, you wrap your hands around you wrap your hand around the little bone shard, and you can definitely feel that it is magical to some extent.
Yippee!
Now, Pyri, is there any questions perhaps you have for me? I must away to take care of some business, but I would like to speak soon.
How'd you know I could do that?
Oh, I remember our first meeting, where you were very sad about your little friend, and we talked about how death is not the end. Do you remember, Pyri?
Yeah.
Well,
That's when you taught me the first spell.
yes. I knew right then you would be powerful. Great. Might even be the greatest necromancer. And I knew I wanted to keep an eye on. And coincidentally, I did not know you had left Juniperville. I was here on other business, but a happenstance meeting. It must be fate, no?
I might have gotten kicked out.
I am truly sorry. Is there a particular reason that you were unwelcome?
So, I may have. You remember the fertilizer that I would make for the trees.
Oh, yes. Using the dead to empower the living, yes. As one should.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to find some better ways to do stuff for the things that weren't suitable for the trees. And may have gotten a little too attached to some beetles that I was using for cleaning, and they may or may not have decimated some of the crops and other fertilizer when they got too out of hand.
And that does sound rather unfortunate. But
And then I got ran up. And now I'm looking for a new grove.
Well, I have
That was
no
like
doubt.
100 years ago?
Oh, it has been some time since we have met, has it not? The years go by and I forget.
It hasn't been that long.
You don't look a day over 100.
Well, I hope not.
But, Pyri, perhaps being run out was fate, because we have met in this remote place. It is so strange.
True.
I think so. With this new power you have procured from my instruction, I think soon you will be able to do much greater things.
Question.
Yes.
By any chance, have you come across any groves of my trees?
I cannot say I have seen any of those fanciful fruits that you are so fond of out this far. Truly unfortunate. I will, of course, keep an eye out for any of these, and if I find any, I will be sure to let you know.
Please do.
Yes. I would not want for my favorite of students to be unhappy. Now, I am truly proud of your progress, Pyri. But I must away. May we speak again soon. Because there is so much for you to discover still. And he kind of turns and starts heading off down a little alleyway in the directions the dogs had run. Go ahead and roll me a perception, would you? You do watch as he makes his way towards the end of the alleyway. The dogs that had run off had hung out towards the, like, just the far end and just kind of hiding in some barrels and boxes. And with a 24 perception, the dogs cower as he passes by. And then you're left alone in the alley with the Bones and Vine Piglet rustling softly at your feet and that little bone shard in your hand.
Hey!
So go ahead and add, I'll make an actual item for it, but it'll just be like bone communication shard, essentially.
Bone phone!
Bone phone!
I got a bone phone.
Amazing.
Bone phone is crazy.
Bone phone.
Makes note of bone phone.
Oh, Pyri
I'm
lore.
so scared. I'm so scared.
What are you
And
scared
like
of?
it's for the best that I wasn't there because like I think I would have gone into some sort of crisis and probably would have swung on him. I don't know. That made me really uncomfortable.
Pyri is so stubborn, and that's her teacher, and there was no way she wasn't gonna learn whatever.
I know.
Well,
I
he-
knew that. There was no way I'm fighting it.
Character-wise, it's very cool. In game, I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck.
So
No.
fucking cool.
Now I have cute piggy.
Oh my god, are you bringing that back with you?
Oh yeah, I am. Can I make it a viney leash and bring it with me like it's my pet?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah!
So it is a pet. It doesn't even look like bones at this point. It looks like a piglet that just has like some leaves stuck to it. Like, unless you
Leaves.
actively investigate this, you would not know it's undead. So,
Right? I guess mentally I'll check in with Pyri then. I don't know where that's gonna fit in time-wise since it all happened simultaneously.
I would say your check-in probably happened around the same time Pyri was during her thing.
Okay, so I'll just be like, Pyri, it's been a while. You promised you're gonna keep in touch.
Wait, the check-in happened during Pyri's thing?
I would say during Pyri's thing, yes. Like, because it would have been an hour. No, that would have taken about an hour for you two. Maybe a little longer because of the walk. So,
I mean-
yeah, pretty on point. So, if you wanted to meet up for hot chocolate too, you probably could.
Ah, Chucky, and I'm bringing my baby with me. This one is being named Ham. 100%. This is Ham Bone. We have Ham Bone.
Ears and ham.
Ear,
bone.
ear and
Ham
ham
bone.
bone. Actually,
Yeah.
hold on. There's a thing in the ear. There's 3 tiny bones located in the middle ear. What are they called? There's Malleus, Incus, and Stapes. Stapes! That's the one that I was thinking of. You should name the rat one
Stapes.
Stapes, because then it's ear bone.
Oh, that's
I'm
clever.
gonna remember that.
Stapes and ham bone.
Babies and Ham Bone.
Mm-hmm.
But ears.
Ears.
Ears. I like ears though.
Ears
Yeah,
and
that's
ham
okay.
bones.
I just, yeah, that's
That's a good, it's a good,
Ears
good
just
try.
like-
I like the
Moment.
idea.
I like the attempt to get me to call something else, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna remember that word.
channel. We have a notes channel.
I know, but even then,
You're right.
I still don't remember shit.
I know you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, Stapes? What the hell is Stapes?
I couldn't read the fucking. What the hell was you? put my-
Apiary.
Apiary, and I was sitting there like, what the fuck are you trying to put? Well, I don't know what that word is.
She's trying to speak to me. I know it.
Literally, I was sitting there so confused. I was like, huh? What is this? What are you trying to say to me?
Isn't that a beehive? Apiary?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
But
was doing Minecraft things, and I just did not understand what the hell Anna was trying to tell me. I was like,
that's amazing.
I don't know what this is. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's happening.
Well, right now you're having hot chocolate.
Yeah. It's 4
So
hot
true.
chocolates because everyone's had a day to varying degrees thus far. And I've just sat here like in my own worry because no one updated me for over an hour. And I'm just like, hello? Am I alone out here?
Screaming into the void.
Help!
I know you can hear me.
Don't ignore me. I'm in your brain.
Literally.
Oh, so good.
I'm just gonna. Everything's fine. We just got a lot to tell you in person.
Yeah.
So you guys meet up.
Pyri's gonna scream in brain world.
That definitely cut out for me.
Yeah, say that a little less
Pig.
screamy for Discord. You have a pig. Okay.
I have a pig. I have a pig. I have a pig.
What do you mean you have a pig? Like you bought a pig?
I made a pig.
What do you mean? No.
That's ominous
No.
as fuck, honestly.
No. What do you mean you made a pig? Like you helped a
He's
sow
so
give
cute.
birth? Like what are we
He's
talking
so
about?
cute. You're gonna love him.
You're ignoring me now.
You're gonna love him. He's so cute. He's so
Am I gonna
adorable. His name
Where
is
did you
Hambone.
get it?
His name is
Hambone.
Hambone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
his name is Hambone.
You didn't just make another ears, did you?
Maybe.
Mads is deep sigh.
No. I'm just gonna go silent. I can't deal with it. And she meets us up for hot chocolate. I'm like nursing this thing like I need it.
So you guys hang out, do hot chocolate. I exchange information to some extent.
Yeah, like I would tell them what happened at the Mushroom Lady's house.
The Twilight
And that-
Arcana.
Yes, the Twilight Arcana with. Oh shit! No, I don't remember.
You get there. I believe in you.
Morgana? No,
That's close.
Close. More
More hell.
Morkella.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yeah, I would explain that.
and then
Okay.
you're not leaving anything out, presumably.
No, I would just tell them everything
Hmm.
that happened and everything that Joe knew about as well.
Joe would just nod along during this recap. Just kind of like quiet but nodding. And Joe will kind of look over at Pyri and be like, so, how did your seeing your friend go?
Went really good. I got a funny trinket so I can talk to him more, and she's just gonna hold up the pig.
Oh, who's this little guy? And Joe's gonna reach out to take him.
His name is Hambone.
So when Joe grabs
I'm
him,
just-
he's like, "Oh, you're really bony, huh? No, you probably need to feed him more." And then starts to like peel the leaf back.
Oh my god.
I presume you
I'm
don't stop
staring
him,
The
yeah.
most wide-eyed.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. So Joe peels the leaves back and sees it's just a skeleton, and kind of holds position for a second. Puts the leaves back.
Gee.
It's really cute with the leaves.
Yeah, isn't he adorable?
Yeah. Why is he made of bones?
Got him out of a trough?
A trough?
Something.
It seems like the
I'm
place you'd find a
dissociating.
pig.
I don't want to hear it.
He was teaching me new things. And new thing is Hambone.
Joe kind of tries to scritch Hambone, and Hambone seems to like it. And Joe gets more into it, and he starts to become a little bit more normalized.
Is this like ears so it can just exist for 24 hours and just does what you want it to?
I assume so?
Yes. It's just an empowered version of the same spell, which will be updated before the next session.
Cool. How long does it last then?
Still 24 hours.
Okay.
You can re-up it every 24 hours, and it's cantrip, so you can have Ambone indefinitely forever, provided no one dispels him.
He's mine forever.
That is not in my wheelhouse. Which is for the best.
Not in mine either.
So, you guys have exchanged information, and as you are enjoying yourselves, is there anything that you would all like to pursue today or discuss amongst yourselves?
I do want to go back to the blacksmith because it is now later, several hours later.
It is indeed.
But the Liari's had a bunch of nonsense overload and is not gonna force the party to go with her if they don't wanna. Probably during Joe's thing though, she probably would have been like,
You could be doing
I don't
that
know,
during
comforting
Joe's
him
thing.
and stuff. Yeah, and oh, that's a interesting new ability you got there, bud. Trying to downplay it, I guess. But the Pyri stuff, she totally just she blacked out. She just mentally left the building. She didn't want to hear it. So I don't know what happened.
No known information.
Larry hates me. Can't
So-
believe this.
Because it's not a lot, I will say, for all intents and purposes, prior to you guys meeting up for hot chocolate, during your time in between the two, Liari, I would say you would have been able to visit Oraltha and the Crucible, which is currently closed, but has a very small, slightly hidden off to the side of the door note that says, L, back later. Sorry.
Okay, so I know she's not there. The sorry is interesting.
Oh, she was expecting you.
Huh. Alright. Well, I guess I don't know how much later is later, so that kind of changes my plans then of wanting to go back, because it's probably not later enough. I guess I'll relay that to the group then and just be like, well, we were gonna go back to the Crucible and Candle, but she stepped out for a while and for an undetermined amount of time, so who knows? We're free. Is there a brothel, Mr. DM? I'd like to
There
look for a
sure
brothel.
is. However,
You enable. Okay.
I think we could, we could do this portion now. So, before you guys kind of get going anywhere, like maybe you just finished hot chocolates, you're standing up and you're making your way just into the street. You guys find yourselves. So the group of you find yourselves on one of the main streets in Melody Cove with a late afternoon sun highlighting all of the city's fine chiseled stone structures. And there's lots of people passing through the area. And then you hear some whispers. And then what feels like a ripple of excitement, which passes through a crowd of people gathering somewhere nearby, kind of lining up in the streets, along the streets, and kind of slowing down to look behind as there is an individual. You hear the name Bennu spread, kind of like Bennu, oh, Bennu's coming. And a whole bunch of people just start talking about this particular individual.
Is that's the mayor? Question mark.
So heads
That's the guy
turn.
that's hot shit, right?
He is the mayor of Melody Cove.
Hey, brain
So
is braining today.
People stop and people turn, stopping mid-stride, and all of them seem very eager for a glimpse of this person that's approaching. And then from across the street, you see a very tall, dark, and handsome individual with skin hue of burnished bronze, and it's accentuated by fiery feathers cresting the back of their head.
Whoa, sick.
They have ember-like eyes that light up as a broad smile appears on their face as they stride forward. He greets curious onlookers with an elegant wave, and a smattering of them break into subdued applause. Smiling warmly, Bennu focuses.
The music changed.
Yeah, the music changed. Bennu, smiling warmly, focuses on your group and those ember-like eyes alight with curiosity as he makes his way towards you, the crowd parting around him. And the four of you stand there, a small circle of like space. You know, like in a big dance where there's just like this circle of people around the two dancers in the center. It's like that, except with the four of you and this gentleman here. As he approaches, and as he steps up next to you all, he says, "Oh, Mr. Mees, y'all must be the travelers I heard whispering through our fair city. Bennu's my name, mayor of these parts and master of the Bennu Theatre, if you don't mind my brag." He inclines his head very graciously, a gesture that hushes all the surrounding chatter. Some people kind of break off and go about their day, kind of like, oh, we've been kind of dismissed, and many more stick around and kind of like eagerly watch this interaction. As Bennu straightens and kind of like motions for you all to step a little bit closer, so it's a little bit more of a private conversation in the street.
Yeah, I'll step forward.
Joe
I'll go as
follows.
well.
Okay. Presumably Pyri will come along. So Bennu, as you guys get real close, please allow me to introduce myself. They call me Bennu, the 12th, you see, as it's a family name. You strike me as a group of friends with quite the story to tell. What, pray tell, might your names be?
Well, I'm Liari, and this is Mads, Pyri, and Joe. And we're new in town, and yet your name still precedes you. I feel like I've heard quite a bit for being new here, so...
Pyri's gonna shoot him kind of a dirty look and just kind of like out loud think in like the brain space. Be like, this is the type of guy that the succubi warned me about.
Mentally, what does that mean? What? Succubi? What are you talking?
The succubi.
What is...
And you'll...
saying this in the funny brain space, so he wouldn't hear this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Unless he did, which
My
is
bad.
crazy, because now
I misheard. That's my bad.
know,
That'd be great.
No. In the brain space, in brain world, in the mind palace.
Yeah, the mind palace.
Yeah, in the mind palace. I'm gonna hear this, but I'm gonna finish what I was saying, and then I'll just like the rumors don't disappoint, and then mentally I'm gonna be like, what does that mean, Pyri? You just said like 3 things. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? He's look at him.
I am looking. This is the guy that made this awesome place, and you're trying to say something. What are you trying to say?
He's suspicious.
Well,
She's
everybody's
going to
suspicious,
elaborate.
Pyri. You're
Because he doesn't know
suspicious.
how to elaborate other than the fact that this is like the exact type of behavior or like suaveness that she was specifically warned against.
You kind of watch
The
as it
irony of
takes
that.
a hot second for you guys as you all kind of go quiet at the same time. And Bennu kind of tilts his head and waves his hand. Oh, I see that there is some magic at play. Fascinating. I do not mean to offend. Perhaps we started on the wrong foot. I see that your group is well prepared for situations that might be outside the scope of some of my people's abilities, and I would be interested in perhaps hiring your group to do some jobs for me.
Well, we're
Okay.
we're not really looking for a job at the moment.
Oh, please, indulge
Searching to
me.
do.
Even if you don't want the job, I would love to have you come visit it at the theater tonight. We have a special performance on the city's history as well as the world's, and it might enlighten y'all. Just come by after sundown to the Bennu Theatre. I'll see some prime seats saved for you.
Mentally, I'm gonna say, guys, this is the theater that's impossible to get into. Bare minimum, we should take him up on that offer.
We would love to go.
Oh, I look very forward. I will be sure to save you the finest seats in the house, of course. You all have enough passive perception, by the way, that a quiet murmur has run through the bystanders around you. Many of them are beaming with envy or excitement at the fact that you all get a personal invitation to the theater by the mayor. Bennu.
Mr. Bennu, how would
Oh.
you feel about perhaps turning 4 seats into 5?
No,
Would that be too much to ask?
you're not bringing your girlfriend.
What do you mean?
Well,
I think that this should just be a group affair.
He's gonna nod and clutch the baby.
I
Clutch
can
him,
provide as many seats as y'all require. That is not a problem.
We will just take the 4. Thank you, Bennu.
Of course. Now, it's been a pleasure speaking with y'all, and I look forward to our conversation later, after the play, of course. But I must be off. We'll see y'all soon now. And he gives you a deep bow as his crest of feathers catches a hint of sunlight, and he steps away into the crowd of citizens nearby, greeting and shaking hands and speaking with them as he makes his way through the town, or through the city.
Well, that was interesting. And guys, what do you have against Araltha?
It does not need to be there, please. We always bring your lady friends into this, and then things go astray. Let's just have
Hey,
a bit of
now,
normalcy.
the last time I brought a lady friend to a thing we were going to, she saved our asses. So I'm just saying.
Larry's
And we-
gonna go up to Larry and just like go straight into her face and be like, "The next time you bring a lady friend, I'm turning them into the pig." And then walks away.
I'm just gonna.
Whoa.
Liari's gonna have the most like devastated, flabbergasted shock. Like immediately went into shock. Like doesn't even process the words that were just said. Like I just. And then no more arguments out of me. I'm good. I'm done. That was it. was the one.
Joe just kind of like looks between Pyri walking a little ways away and Liari and Mads and looks really concerned and does not know where to go.
Where to go either. I'm broken. Pyri, take the wheel.
So, it is midday. You were invited to the theater that evening. Is there something in particular you'd like to do or start heading off towards before we take break?
I have a question.
Absolutely. I probably have an answer. Maybe.
So, presumably, when we went to that fancy thing back in Silversong, would we still have those clothes available to us? Or did we give those back?
Oh, yeah. You did give them back.
Okay. And this is like a very fancy occasion, I'm guessing?
It is
I still have
generally...
my collar, thank you.
Generally, you
That's
get dressed up for the theater. But,
Can I put my collar on the piggy?
yeah.
There we
Have
go.
at
That'd be
it.
so cute.
It's a little
Please
leafy
do
piggy
it.
with a pink collar now.
Yes! Oh my god.
I guess if like you wanted to bring up potentially going clothes shopping, you can, and then we can do that. Because
That's
I
what I was
think the way
thinking.
Liari would be thinking about it is, she literally said out loud to the guy, "We just got into town." He looked at us. He saw how we are. He seemed to have a vague like idea of what we're about, and then he invited us to this fancy place. So that to me feels like, if no dress up thing was mentioned, it is not required. He knew what he was inviting, but if you wanted to bring it up type thing, we could absolutely do that, you know?
Pretty much.
Because it would make sense. It's a good idea. I'm just throwing that out there.
So
Also, good on you for keeping to the plan that we talked about not letting me bring my side piece, even though it was literally talked about that I would try and get me and Oraltha into the theater.
amazing.
Yeah, we say
It's
no.
so good.
Um,
It's so good.
if you guys wanted to get nice clothes for the event, there is a plethora of tailors and whatnot with like pre-made clothes that could easily be altered to fit within a few
Nice.
hours before the evening. So we wouldn't necessarily have to RP that out, but we could do some rolls to see how well you found places and whatnot.
Sure.
I'd like
I'm
to
down.
do that.
Okay. Who will be purchasing clothing for this event?
It's probably gonna have to be me, because aren't I the only one with money?
I mean, I have money depending on how much it ends up being.
Well, let's...
What does Pyri have? I have 9 gold.
what does everybody have?
Yeah,
I have
there's
33 gold.
cool. I have almost 400, so that's kind of why.
All right, Liari.
It's because, like, even though we're not going full rich people status, even nice clothes are probably gonna cost like a chunk.
I mean,
Even if we're like
I mean-
renting it for the evening or whatever.
You can get what is considered to be fine clothes, like real nice clothing. So a suit or a nice dress, about 15 gold a piece. If you wanted it to be fitted, it'd be like another
Oh,
couple of gold here or there, depending on how complex it is. And if you wanted
That's
it to
very
be
not bad.
like real ritzy, you could pay anywhere between 20 and 50 gold for even more detail, embroidery, or
wow,
all kinds of stuff. So assume
it's
about
very affordable.
15 a person. It's affordable for you guys.
Can I? Yeah, right. Can I attempt to get it for free or at a discount, Mr. DM? Wink wonk.
We will say I will do boy base rolls. So first off,
Yeah.
is everybody getting clothing?
Yeah, what's
We'll get a
Pyri
little
gonna do?
something.
Pyri's sticking the collar on the pig. What it? Oh, you're gonna participate. What are you getting?
and by participate, I mean she's probably gonna find something that's similar to what you're wearing. but isn't covered in blood and mud.
Valid. Valid.
Wow. It's like when we took you to the groomers.
So, I'd
Yeah.
say you could find some, like, high-quality traveler's clothes that wouldn't necessarily be, like, fine clothing. Like, it's not a tuxedo. But they're really nice, and they still are something practical. And they don't, make you feel uncomfortable.
Can I offer to do Pyri's hair really nice to like offset the clothing, maybe?
Sure.
There you go.
Mm.
All right.
I am dexterity. I can
So
do it.
what we'll do, so I'll get this all prepped during the break, but what I'll have you guys do now is go ahead and roll a perception each to find an appropriate shop for what you're looking for. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen you roll a 1 on perception.
Are we sure?
Ouch.
Oh, I thought that was Pyri's die. You guys have like incredibly
No.
similar dies.
Yeah, I guess
That's my bad. Okay. Additionally,
How sure are you on that, Mr. Dio? Because
Pyri's
I've
looking
rolled a lot of
for-
ones.
Pyri's looking for similar. Oh, we have commands for that now. Actually,
Oh, we do. What is it? TEI 1? What is it?
it's in the title. TEI
Nat
Nat
one.
1. Yo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feels so bad.
So Pyri's getting nice traveler's clothes for all intents and purposes. What are you guys
Yeah.
getting? Something similar? Something practical? Are you getting a tuxedo? Are you getting a dress? What's happening?
Dress for me.
Yeah, I'd like to
Probably
get
tight
something
bottoms.
Uh,
Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
one at a time, you two.
Yeah.
Liara, go first.
Hey, Larry.
Okay, just kidding. Oh, no. Probably, yeah, dress like tight bodice, but like flowing skirt,
Sure.
I guess, so I can keep all of my necessities on me, as it were. You know, same vibes as the infiltration mission.
Yep, no worries. Mads.
Probably just like nice pants, nice shirt, kind of vibe. Like not
Got
too
it.
dressy, but not casual.
Okay. So
Yeah.
So Dickies and a polo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, I was thinking Midwest dad goes shirt.
Love that. Then I'll get something the
Unbelievable.
quality that's on the same with those two, so I'm not standing out, but I still want like that fit, if that makes sense. But it doesn't have to be like standout material or colors.
Shh, I got you. Same vibe, but same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pyri's getting traveler's clothes that basically is the same what she has now.
Yeah. And we'll shove Joe in something similar probably, unless he has a preference.
Joe has no preference. He is accepting of all fashion advice.
What a sweet boy. I'll do his hair too,
Bet.
for free.
So I'd say you probably just give Joe Dickies and a polo also. Unless you have something else in mind.
No, that sounds good across the board.
Bet. All right. So I will put together a price point for that, and then we'll do some rolls on whether or not you can get a discount. And, so-
Surely, Mr. DM.
Surely. What we'll do now is we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, everybody. We'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes, and then we will do some quick rolls to see about the clothing options here, and then I suppose we'll see where we go from there. Probably to the theater.
Go piss girl.
Yeah. All right. Be back. Don't go anywhere, chat. Yeet. All right. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful break. Grabbed yourself a little snack, grabbed a drink, maybe some more tea. And we're back for the second half of episode 24.
Yippee!
Yippee.
Mr. DM, I'd like to roll to steal your panties.
Yay!
Because I ate my
Okay.
soup.
You ate your soup,
You
and I'm very
did.
proud of you for eating your soup.
Can I eat my
we
nudes?
Reward good
Nice.
behavior.
Yes, please reward the dog. It's just...
All right. So we left off with you guys looking for and finding some shops which could, yes, provide you with the clothing you have preferred. Pyri's is going to be about half the price. Nah, yeah, about half the price of everybody else's. Everybody else's is still like nice clothes. Like, I'm gonna put it in between regular and fine, so we're gonna call it like good clothes. Like, you're gonna go to Texas Roadhouse clothes. So
Yeah, Sunday
Uh-huh.
brunch after church.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
vibe right here.
Yeah.
So with that in mind,
Sure.
objectively speaking, each set of clothes is really only going to cost you 7 gold apiece, all to like for each one, and then Pyri's going to be 4, so 14, 21, it'd be 25 gold total. And Liari, if you want to try and schmooze with a shopkeep to see if you can work yourself out a better deal,
Yeah.
go ahead and
Can
roll
I
me.
persuasion, Mr. DM?
Huh?
Can I persuasion?
Yeah, go ahead and do a persuasion. That's fine.
This is why. It's because I have proficiency. I cannot fail.
So yeah, with a 17, you are able to procure a small discount. It's gonna be merely. It'll be 22 instead of 25 gold.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Not a big
Worth-
discount.
Worth.
The mark was 18 for the next tier of discount.
Is
So
this to rent or to keep?
these are to keep. So you'll just have, after church clothes forever.
That's pretty sweet. Okay, you said 22 gold?
22 gold, please.
72.
All right.
You may take your gold.
So
I just want to say though, a 17 off of a roll of 3.
it's pretty dumb, man. Like, bam, it has to be 10, like automatic 10, and then plus 7 for persuasion.
Yeah.
It's so gross. It's so good.
Yeah.
So you guys spend the next couple hours like shopping around, just finding some clothes. You're not really like getting them super tailored, but they're tailored enough to you to look pretty nice. These would not be like gala worthy, but they are definitely not bad. They're better than the traveling clothes you used. So, with that in mind, is there anything that you would like to do specifically? Or would you like to go to the theater? Would you like to skip the theater? You can do whatever you like.
Did you want me to roll to see how well I do Pyri and Joe's hair?
Oh, I do actually. Thank you for that reminder. I did not write that one down.
Terrifying.
What do you mean?
What would that be under, honestly? It's not like
I can't.
hair roll.
I mean, yeah. What do you want? You want sleight of
Wisdom,
hand?
maybe?
You want?
Like how good are you at hair is really the thing. It's either going to be a charisma roll or a wisdom roll. I guess Dex would play a part. Yeah, it could be a Dex. It could be a sleight of hand because
Yeah, because like
So-
if you're braiding or like you need to be nimble, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I think hair, yeah, cosmetics is a very dexterous thing.
Art.
If anybody wants to back me up,
No,
I'm
I
fighting for
back
my
you.
rights to
Fully
do your
backs you.
hair well.
Yeah, go ahead and give me
Yeah,
a sleight of hand for both. We'll count it for both of them.
Okay, this is a minimum of a 20 roll.
Yo.
Let's
how would you
say Pyri because I did it first. And then,
how would you do Pyri's hair up?
For like brand new traveling clothes, it probably is just gonna be like a lot of braids. So like I'll do kind of like if you've seen the braids where they kind of wrap around like a crown and then kind of go down the sides and stuff because Pyri has pretty long hair.
That's cool.
Kind of like
I do
that.
have silly horns.
Right. Yeah. So we'll just, make it nice and cleaned up and braided crown and little braids, and maybe I'll put like some flowers in her hair for accent because she likes plants.
Plants.
Oh, true. Plants. It's the plants.
Pyri, how often do you like do something with your hair? Like,
Not often.
what's your normal hair situation?
I feel like for Pyri, it's 100% going to be one of those, like, I don't know, she does stuff when she does stuff, when she remembers that she's supposed to fucking brush it.
Yeah, I had to fight for my life, Mr. DM.
We got some rat's nest vibes going on here.
Yeah, that 26 was necessary because the DC was 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
So after a fierce competition with Pyri's hair, you have managed to tame it, wash it, brush it, put it into a very nice, kind of like top of the head, little crown with some braids coming down the side. It looks very elegant, and you've not seen Pyri look... Oh no, I've made an association.
Oh.
That's terrifying.
Go on.
You're gonna have
Go
to
on,
tell
Mr.
me
D.
whether or not this association is good.
Oh.
Have you seen the Hobbit series?
Series?
Yes.
Like
the
the
TV
movies,
show?
I mean. The TV shows. great.
Movies, yes.
But Radagast.
Oh my god.
I don't think it would be that level of bad. It would definitely be like
My king.
pretty fucking rough.
Okay.
But like, she wouldn't be that bad.
Okay.
Dude, he had like literal like bird shit in his hair, bro. Like,
I
it's not
know,
that
but
bad.
I started the description and I was like, oh no, I made an association.
It sounds like it would be itchy. and it don't
Yeah.
like
So
itchy.
not that bad, but it was not great. So just not washed, not super brushed. It's a lot of hair. It's very thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Pyri, your hair has never, in your memory for many years, longer than you can remember, it has not been this clean or felt this nice. It's a little weird because it's not nearly as like warm, and it's kind of up off your neck, and it's weirding you out a little bit, but it's nice. It's nice.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Nice. Yippee. All right, Joseph, come on over. His
Oh.
is significantly easier.
What's the deal? What do you do for Joseph there?
He's probably just gonna get like a comb over, honestly, or maybe like some. If I can get some like gel, I don't know what they use for gel in this day and age. But just make sure he's
Fat.
cleaned up.
Yeah, I would say
Sure.
it's probably like a light version of lard and water.
Sure. Yeah, like an animal fat. That makes sense. Yeah, we clean him up and we give him a comb over. Nothing too crazy.
Joe looks like what's the right word? Going back to Sunday morning church.
Yep.
He's got that
exactly.
nice comb over on the one side. When they're adorable and you comb the hair over to the one side. It just looks terrible, but like everybody does it.
No, he's a handsome boy.
I rest my
know what-
case.
I'm gonna look over at Mads after I've done these two. Like, you want a hairstyle?
Mads will think about it for a second. Like, sure.
Anything in particular?
Probably just needs a good brushing and make it look less scraggly.
Sure.
It's
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm
Yo.
probably gonna.
Yo.
Whoa.
We're hitting god rolls.
30. Holy shit.
It could be whatever
Yeah.
you want at this point.
Yeah. Well, so what I was gonna do is I was gonna take some of my millions of bobby pins that I have hidden all over my person and in my hair and stuff, and I was gonna brush through because your hair is really short anyway. So I was just gonna start doing like, after it was brushed through, maybe do some like little twists. So they're not really like braids, but twists to kind of pull it away from your face and stuff and like pin it in place. But apparently it looks fire, so I don't know. Maybe you put on like your like sandalwood perfume and it just was really giving. I don't know.
Yeah, once you're done, I put on the perfume to like really tie the whole thing together. Yeah, feeling like a 20.
Yeah.
You look so great in your polo shirt with the little golfer guy on it.
Oh my god.
And your tan dickies. Outstanding.
I see this guy so clearly. I see it.
Dude, if your fungus lady was here, great.
This is why we weren't bringing dates.
Well, we already wouldn't have a date anymore.
one of the many reasons why.
Liari, what do you do for your own hair? And please, you roll a 30. You can just keep it. Whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was probably just gonna put it up in like kind of a nice bun maybe. But like one of the how do I describe it? Like kind of layered where it kind of looks like a flower. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got you.
Sure.
Okay.
There we go.
So now that
Yeah, flower
hairstyles
bun.
and clothing have been selected, and you all look fabulous. Nobody's wearing sandals, presumably, so you guys make your way. You guys make your way where? Where are you heading off? You heading off to the theater, presumably?
Yeah, if it's
guess.
time.
To the theater.
To the theater! Yeet.
Huzzah.
Alright. Alright. So you guys show up. And everybody is dressed like slobs. Except for... No, I'm just kidding.
Banger.
You had me for a second.
No. Come evening, you all make your way to the Bennu Theatre in Melody Cove's Celestine District. Its grand facade boasting sweeping stonework, which are subtly accented by illusions, which mimic dancing fires along the rooftops. A modest throng of patrons await, buzzing with anticipation at the doors as you approach. The doors eventually open up after a few moments, and the people make their way inside. You guys kind of work your way in. And as you step inside the building, you are immediately greeted by an usher who personally directs you to follow. Unless said otherwise, I presume you guys follow.
I will follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you guys are led into the theater's interior, where you are given, well, as you make your way up to the very front, you see the first row of seats, and they have small engraved plaques with each of your names in one on that row. There is 5 seats per row, and a particularly nice plaque on the aisle seat with the name Bennu engraved upon it. There's your theater. Looking around, you see the interior stands are lavishly decorated. Plush seating, arcane lanterns, casting warm glows over the stage and the seating areas, and quite impressive murals and gold works like lining the inside of this theater. And so you spend a little bit of time in this space as people are filing in and finding their spaces, and people here are dressed exquisitely fancy. Like, you guys look very nice. However, the people coming in are like dressed at the gala level.
Sure.
Of course. So you spend some time there, waiting. Go ahead and roll me a perception, everybody, would you?
I would love to, because I was going to ask.
Perception.
Perceptions.
Jesus Christ. Every time I roll it, it has been shooting across my entire screen with like full force.
It's so angry.
It's very angry and I don't know why.
Are you guys individually looking for anything in particular?
I think
I just
Pyri would
wanted to
be kind
take
of
in my
looking
time.
around
Yeah.
and just simply clutching the hand bone who has
Oh,
his
dude.
fancy collar. That is all.
Okay. And then Mad's just also doing a broad look around the room?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Why are they perceiving us? Buh.
So looking around the room, there
Two
are...
ones and a 20.
I know. There are a number of people very excited to be in this space. You can tell they're very like excited, anticipating the show, whatever it may be. And while I would say a lot of the patrons are paying you no mind, the front seats are rather coveted. And you can see that a number of people have started to kind of like notice your group standing out a little bit, as well as having front row seats right next to the Bennu engraved nameplate. There's a lot of whispering as they have you know.
Can I insight that to see if anyone in particular feels any sort of, like, I guess, violent negativity towards us, or if it's just normal people jealousy?
I would say passively you could just insight that as there's no like inherent violence or anything. It's just jealousy of your situation. Like, I wish I got the front row seats. You know, that kind of vibe.
Fair enough. Also, Mr. DM, has it been 7 hours from when we got to the mushroom lady's place?
I would say so, yeah.
Do you think? Okay, then I'll
'Cause-
throw another roll out there to connect our brains.
Because you guys would have done that pretty early in the morning. I think you guys started like 9 or 10.
All right.
But then,
Sure.
you know,
We'll
an
just
hour
have it
doing the
for us.
things, and then hot chocolate, then talking, and then shopping.
So true. You've been very busy.
Surprising. So. Alright, so 5 hours connected. So, as you guys wait for this to start, people are mulling about and chatting amongst themselves. You guys are sitting up in the front. Joe is playing a little bit, sitting next to Pyri, playing with Hambone. You hear a few reminiscent of your meeting in the streets, which inform you that Bennu has arrived. And does anybody turn to look and see if Bennu is coming?
Yeah. I would.
Nope.
I've been looking around.
I'm actually busy playing with Hambone.
So Liari and Joe do turn and take a look. And as you guys turn and look, you see Bennu the 12th, making his way through the aisle, shaking hands and stopping to speak with people for a moment, and in a few cases bowing quite low to kiss the hand of a few lucky patrons. Eventually, Bennu makes his way up to the front row where your party awaits, going along the row and greeting each of you in turn. I need to roll a thing for Bennu related to this. Okay. Alright. So, as he makes his way along the row, goes, who would have taken the seat next to Bennu's?
Probably me, because I don't immediately hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
Pyri was like, hell no. Mads generally dislikes most people. I don't know, Joe's a sweet boy. He can have his pick, I guess, if he wants closest to the aisle, but... Well, our names are engraved on plaques, though, so what was our assigned seating?
You're assigned... Well, that's a little bit more open to interpretation, but assigned seating would have been...
Good, we're gonna roll it.
Yep. Where's the order? 1, 2, 3. Pyri. You're sitting right next to
Pyri's
Bennu.
closest?
Sorry. Reveal. I had to count the order here.
Unless Pyri hates that, I'd be willing to trade. Otherwise, I think I would have sat in my designated spot.
With the roll, it would have been Pyri. You guys could definitely change places, and the slats are easily, like the little nameplates, you could slide them out and move them. Or take them.
I feel like
perfect.
they probably wouldn't have noticed. Pyri, remember, doesn't have the greatest of reading skills.
Oh, that's true.
And probably
shit.
wouldn't have like really even noticed or cared to have read the plaques, other than the fact that they were like, "Oh, hey, this is your seat," and she would have just sat down with like no forethought whatsoever. So,
Well,
yeah.
you know what? I think it's funny. Let's play it out. Fuck it. Let's just. Unless someone else wanted to switch the seating, I'll just go to my assigned seat.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Okay, so from the aisle to the end of near the wall would be Bennu, Pyri, Joe, Mads, Liari.
I'm the
Per the
farthest. Oh, the dice had a funny.
So as you guys
Did
sit
do funny.
in that order, Bennu does make his way, and as he comes up to the front row, he has to roll to greet each one of you in a way that would be appropriate.
No way.
So Bennu makes his way around and sees Pyri sitting in the seat next to his, and as he approaches Pyri, he holds a hand out to do like a handshake, but it's kind of like open palm up, and it just depends on how you want to interact with that. But he holds it out for you to take in a manner of greeting.
Isn't it canonical that Pyri doesn't know what to do with that?
She doesn't she never understood the whole contact, like in contact to greet thing, and it's just
So does she
She'll
actually
probably just-
take it, or just not?
she's gonna, if anything, sit there, look at it, look at him, and then pick up Hambone and like hold him up in front of her for Hambone to like, I would say lick, but technically Hambone has no flesh. And
Okay.
Hambone is just gonna lightly chomp on his hand.
It's already cursed.
Do
It's
you
already
say
cursed. It's over.
lightly
kick that
chomp? Is
Yeah,
this
like a little nipple.
okay?
Like just
not
open,
an
close.
active
Not
like.
not like
a
an
teething
active
child.
bite. just no, just like a mouth open, mouth closed. Simply
Hold hand in mouth.
Yeah.
Bennu. Oh, I gotta hang on. I need to know a couple of things. Okay. All right. I also need to check one more. Hang on. This is actually important. I need to know. Okay. All right. Okay.
What did he used to have a pet pig? That'd be mad funny.
Bruh. No. So as you hold out ham bone, and it gives a little nibble on Bennu's smallest finger, he just chuckles a little bit and gives Bennu a little scritch and looks really close, like he leans in a little bit and looks really closely at ham bone. Well, I'll say that is quite fascinating. And he just kind of leans around Hambone and looks right at Pyri and kind of gives you like a different assessment than what you felt before. And then
Pyri is going to instruct Hambone to bite harder. Because she does not like being observed like that.
Hambone gives a little and Bennu kind of like pulls his hand away as the chomp hits and kind of just like gives it a little wiggle, you know, after you like catch your finger in a pinch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fascinating indeed. And he's gonna give you a nod, take a step over in front of Mads. He's gonna hold his hand out with the palm up for Mads. Actually, no. No. Mads is not next. Joe is next.
I was gonna say, I don't think I was next.
No, Joe is next. So holds his hand out in a mostly handshake look with a slight tilt upwards. Joe, recognizing it's a handshake, just goes for a handshake. Gives it a good shake between the two of them. And they kind of like lock eyes for a second. Says, I appreciate you all coming tonight. Oh yeah, we are excited to see the play.
Why
Joe
does he sound like
moves.
Porky Pig there suddenly?
Son of a gun. Y'all thought I was gonna say bitch,
That's
huh?
our son.
Anyway. So they just exchange pleasantries. Bennu makes his way over one. Checking. Okay. Assessing Mads a little bit better than his previous assessments. He holds his hand out in a handshake only fashion. Very professional, very straightforward greeting, like a business meeting almost.
Mads will look at it, you know, do that awkward pause of thinking about it, and then like kind of begrudgingly like accepts.
It gives you a very firm shake. It's not threatening. It's not the crush your other handshake partner's hand kind of. It's just a very firm, straightforward handshake, released as soon as the shake is done. As he kind of looks over at you. I appreciate you and your friends joining me for this fine theater show.
Excited to see this marvelous show.
I think that you'll find it enlightening. As he
I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow.
as he kind of like look like he holds the gaze for a minute, for a little bit longer, and then shuffles over in front of Liari. And this one he holds wait, no, he's gonna roll it. He's gotta roll it. How'd you roll? Oh, he rolled. He holds his hand out, palm upwards in the way where like you would put your hand atop. In a more ladylike fashion is what he's looking for.
Interesting. I'll play along for now, but I'm me personally. So Liari doesn't do that. She's not a fan of that, but she wants to kind of still feel him out and not be on his bad side, especially because the party is so hit or miss with him already. So she'll play along and she'll be a little more ladylike than she typically would come off.
Fascinating. So, as you place that light hand atop his, he does the bit where he sort of like does a very deep bow, does the back of the hand like the back of the hand kiss, and then releases. It's a pleasure that all of you made it to this fine show of mine.
Yeah, this hopefully should be an experience, or so I've heard. And you're looking fantastic as always.
I do try my best to stay quite fit, as one does.
As one does.
However, and as he seems like he's about to say something more, the lights kind of lighten and dim, and a calm silence begins to wash over the audience as the signal for the beginning of the play begins to take place. Bennu gives you all a look. It makes his way, like a little bow look, and then makes his way over to his seat next to Pyri and takes it. What an interesting fella.
So true.
Yeah, Pyri hates.
So there is no imagery for this particular thing because it would not make sense in the context of everything I've got to say. So this is all enjoy the verbal.
Okay.
So the lights dim and the crowd quiets as music begins to swell from a hidden orchestra. You see ensemble techs dressed all in black clothing roll out some very large set pieces that stand against the back wall in the shape of a large landmass, a single continent. And then one person steps forward, and you kind of recognize, if you've been around plays, that this is the narrator, who is cloaked in somber colors, their voice low and resonant. She looks out towards the audience and says, "Once, the fabled city of Zephyria stood as a jewel in the southern lands of Fagrim. Its greatest minds, known as the Arcane Consortium, pursued wonders of magic to empower its people and to shield their great country from all harm. And among them was a mage named Elandra, rumored to be as radiant and delicate as an Aestus bloom. A single figure steps out from side stage onto center, a stunningly beautiful woman with long white hair, a green robe slit partially up on one side, trimmed in white floral motifs, with subtle magic illusions of small glowing mushrooms appearing near her feet and dancing lights accentuating her as she approaches a pedestal in the center stage with a cloth covering something atop it. Following her out, an assortment of figures in matching mage robes and attires stand in a semicircle facing the audience. The robes more of a blue rather than the green that Elandra wears. They lean to and from one another, their whispers loud enough to hear, but not loud enough to make out, as Alondra addresses them and the audience, as she calls out, "This device shall ensure our realm's safety. Its energies will deter any invasion, and its power shall bring prosperity and a brighter future to all of Eternia. No, all of the world. I present to you the Eternal Night." And she pulls the cloth away, revealing a stunning crystal, 3 feet tall, cut as a diamond would be, emanating a deep crimson red. The stage lighting changes to red, matching the crystal as the music changes from joyous to a slow, unrelenting beat of drums, making you feel uneasy. And the narrator is spotlighted again against the deep crimson of the stage as he calls out, "Alas! Some within the consortium harbored secret agendas. Their treacherous touch ignited the Eternal Night too soon, sealing Zephyria's fate." Alondra steps away from the crystal, facing the audience, and a few of the mages hurriedly step forward, grabbing at the crystal, their hands and bodies lighting up as they steal the power held within. The stage lights flicker between darkness and crimson as the crystal begins to glow and fade faster and faster. Turning back, Alondra gasps and addresses the consortium of mages. She cries out in sorrow and anger, "Your gluttony for power has sealed our fate. You have damned us all." The drums crescendo, and thunderous explosions fill the theater as the crystal begins cracking, the crimson light inside spilling out of crevices. Alondra and the consortium actors stagger as the red lights swirl. The cracking arcs of magical illusionary lightning whip across the stage. And the narrator, the voice rising, says, "Unleashed without restraint, the Eternal Night erupted in a cataclysmic burst, obliterating Zephyria and tearing Eternia's lands asunder." Alondra and the consortium reach out with a final cry and vanish between a brilliant light that flashes over the stage, that red lightning becoming a soft white. After a moment and the light dies down, the actors all quickly stand up and make their way off the stage as the all-black ensemble techs return, pulling apart the large continent. They pull apart the bottom half of the large continent prop, and as the southern portion sort of rolls out into different pieces along the stage, representing what you are familiar with as the Echoing Isles. The narrator calls out to the audience again in sort of a lamenting tone, says, "What began as a noble dream ended in devastation. Zephyria was lost, and a deadly miasma crept forth from what remains of Eternia, reaping outward, isolating the survivors of the newly broken lands that we call the Echoing Isles." The floating globules of light floating around the stage shift back to a crimson red, alighting the stage in that hazy color as a red mist flows outward from behind the side curtains. Then, as that fog is making its way out, actors portraying panicked survivors dressed in scraps of clothing, miming fear and confusion, grasping for each other, as if separated by these chasms of red mist as it continues to pour outward, look towards the audience in despair. And after a few moments of this chaos, the lights shift to a lighter blue hue, and the mist slows, but it does not stop. And then a smattering of survivors gather, using some magic to light lanterns, others carrying fishing poles, others carrying instruments, And they come together after acquiring these things, and as a group on stage, they quickly build a small hut celebrating their survival. The narrator calls to the audience, "Though many perished, a few still yet lived, forging new beginnings among the Shattered Isles, creating the grand cities and civilizations we know today." And from above stage, lowered down, suspended in the center of the stage for the audience to view, is the cracked red crystal. And the stage dims around it, the actors making their way off stage as the spotlight lingers directly on the crystal. As the narrator finishes, it says, "So heed this lesson, people of the Echoing Isles. Do not be blind to the perils of wonder, lest we sow the seeds of a second shattering." The curtain falls, and the stage is left in darkness. Only a glimmer of a final glow from the red crystal before it flickers out. As the curtain is drawn to a close and dropped, the audience around you bursts into applause, standing, people are cheering. A lighter musical tone is played, signaling the end of the play. As the curtains open once more, and the actors holding hands kind of take their bow, and then it closes once again. That was a lot of talking.
Good shit.
Well done.
Hoo-wee.
I will put a transcript of that, by the way, in your notes.
I would love
Thank
that.
you.
That was so cool.
That's a lot. That was a lot,
It doesn't
You
look
cooked
like a
that.
lot,
but it is.
but it is.
Especially when spoken,
Mm-hmm.
slows it
Yeah.
down when it's being like. Ooh.
Hang on, that's only half of it.
That's what she
I
said.
like how you write their tones and stuff, whether or not that was for you or.
No, it's for me. A little bit came into the descriptions, but it's for me. But only so much can I mentally do that. So, as the play comes to a close, people are clapping and cheering. They did their bow. Bennu claps fervently. He's actually very happy with the play based on what's everybody's passive insight. Well,
19, Mr. DM.
17.
A lot.
Honestly, your guys' passive insight is fantastic. 15 is the minimum out of you three. With a 15 at the very least,
God.
you can absolutely tell that Bennu enjoys this play very thoroughly. Liari, with your 19, he looks like it means more to him than meets the eye. He's too into it. He's too happy with it. Whatever that means.
What does that mean?
Whatever that means.
So, as the theater kind of clears out a little bit, Bennu stands, turns to the group. Mes amis, I would implore you to join me for a drink in my lounge as we perhaps discuss some business matters. I would love to hear your opinions on the play and perhaps see if you'd be interested in a particular matter that needs strong hands.
I'm gonna mentally be like, it's probably that job that he mentioned to us earlier that I already said we weren't interested in.
Yeah, you weren't interested in.
Damn.
Are you really that opposed to just going and hearing him out? Bare minimum, we should. I don't know. He invited us to this really nice thing. Shouldn't we just kind of hear him out? We can still say no if you really don't want to do it.
I'll hear him out, but I don't know. Just got a bad feeling about him.
Yeah, about that
I've
bad
been
feeling,
saying.
Mr. I did want to add, because if he's too happy about it, do I know if like anything magical happened, like during the like play, or was it literally just them doing the acting thing? Because I don't know. Were there any outside forces acting upon us? Because I'm like, I don't know why he would be too happy. Is a weird description for me to work with.
Let me rephrase it then, and my apologies. With a 19 insight, Bennu seems very pleased with this rendition of the play.
Uh-huh.
Based on how pleased / into the play he is, it seems like it has a more personal meaning to him versus the rest of the audience, for which it is a story, a legend.
Okay, that helps. Then I'll kind of switch my thinking about that to just as we're kind of talking in our minds, and Mad says that she's willing to hear him out, but she got a bad feeling. I'll just be like, I think he might, outside of his connections to this place and ending slavery, there might be something more about that history with him that you might want to ask him about too, Mads. And then I'm just gonna turn to the guy and be like, yeah, I mean, drinks sound great.
Wonderful, as he claps his hands together and says, please, if y'all would not mind, follow me. And he makes his way off through a door near the center stage, off to the side, leading you all deeper into the theater. You're escorted down a softly lit corridor and into a very luxurious, softly lit lounge where silk drapes hang from the walls. Silk drapes hang from the walls with beautifully carved wooden tables, a table that rests in the center. Bennu makes his way inside, motions for you all to enjoy. You guys
Every
love.
time you play his theme music, all I hear is the fucking Moto Moto.
Oh no.
Yep. You like 'em big. You like 'em chunky. Like, that's all I hear.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't unhear it now.
I know, that's why I laugh every time.
It took me so long to find him music.
It fits his like.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
but,
slaps,
like,
but
just...
yeah.
It also like vaguely reminds me of Ocean's music when they're about to get up to shenanigans.
Yeah, I got you. So he motions to you guys to take seats on a very luxurious couch with that table in the center. It's not like an overwhelmingly large room, but it's very nice. And he makes his way off to a sideboard which has a whole bunch of bottles of wine and very fine crystal goblets. As he gathers a bottle, a couple of bottles for this group. I say for this group. For a group of this size would be more accurate. He makes his way over to the table and takes a seat. And
He doesn't
looks,
know we're all crippling alcoholics yet. He'll find out.
He'll find out. Looks up with a characteristic gleam in his eyes you've seen a few times now. So, monsieur, friends, hope y'all enjoyed the show. It's not often we get to share in such a history so vividly. I do hope it gave some sense of the Echoing Isles and who we are.
I was completely taken by the story the whole time. The actors, the story, the music, all of it. I was enraptured.
Enraptured.
Yeah, it was absolutely magnificent. It was very captivating.
You don't say. I'm glad you enjoyed. How about yourself over there, Pyri and Joe? How did you two enjoy?
I was just gonna kind of look at it and be like, I've never been to the theater before. She hasn't. Just be like, it's weird. Is this not just a storybook? Is this not what people read?
It is indeed what people read. However, sometimes we like to play pretend on a grand stage. Joe over here is
She's
like,
just gonna look really confused and just be like, why?
I suppose.
And then just kind of mildly ignore him.
I suppose
Come on,
it's
Pyri,
not
you
for
don't
everyone.
even like to read. Yeah, isn't this a better way to hear the story? Because you don't even like to read.
Now, I never said Pyri didn't like to read necessarily. She just can't read very well.
Okay.
She
My
just
point?
She just can't read very well. She's just gonna be like, she's just very uncomfortable. She does not the guy. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Does not.
Okay. That's okay. It sort of does a little like, I suppose the theater isn't for everybody. But I appreciate that you came to see it nonetheless. And Joe's just kind of like, I liked it. It was cool. Did the lights and I liked the actors. And that crystal was really cool looking. Yeah, I do suppose it's a pretty interesting story and portrayed ever so well by my wonderful ensemble. Now, I do appreciate you all coming. And of course, I know your friend here said you all weren't interested in perhaps doing a job, but would you be, alright hearing about it, perhaps? Additionally, I do have some questions for your group in particular. We could start off with those if you would prefer.
I don't see the harm in at least hearing what the job's about. And as far as questions go, we can attempt to answer them to the best of our abilities.
His eyes kind of glimmer. Ah, well, let me be a little more straightforward with you then. The job is contingent on whether or not what I've heard about you is true. Now, do not worry about our conversation here. You are not in any danger but I do need to ask you some very serious questions, very pressing matters. I've heard stirrings about Silversong, about unrest and tensions that might soon come knocking at the door here in Melody Cove. And I'd dearly like to learn what y'all can tell me, being travelers from Silversong, so I can brace this city against any trouble that might come our way.
Oh, no.
Mary's gonna just look at Mads
Oh,
and Larry and just be like, I don't think I should be the one to
I got
explain
it.
this.
All
Like,
right.
she knows.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, when we left Silversong, there was an issue with a certain group of lizard folk, but unrest wasn't something that we were aware of.
deception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not in your wheelhouse.
It's very much not in your wheelhouse.
Maybe?
That's not bad. It's not
Is that
great.
bad?
I gotta go look up his stats. Hang on.
Yeah.
I can't see it. What?
Equally, Mr. DM, can I tell if we're perfectly like alone in here, no prying eyes or ears?
You can do a sitting investigation. Be aware as well. You can insight people. I know that we have.
So, how
You
long
know.
do you think
You want
this
me to
interaction's
inside him
gonna take?
again?
Question, how long do you think this interaction is going to take? Like 10 minutes?
Are
give or
we
take?
talking real time or are we talking in game?
I'm talking like in game. Like,
An hour probably. It depends on how long you guys stick around, really.
fantastic. In the silence, or in Pyri sitting there being silent and presumably just playing with the pig, or just like hugging Piggy, little hand-bound. She's just gonna very silently start casting detect magic just in case there's anything around.
I know, I was low-key thinking that
All right.
She does not trust him.
I love that.
or-
That's such a great move.
and so she's just gonna silently do this and hopefully not get caught. Question mark?
So because it's a ritual magic, you have to do it pretty much undisturbed, so you'll be pretty much out of the conversation for 10 minutes, which isn't too bad, but just be aware.
Yeah, she wasn't gonna
Considering-
speak anyway.
Yeah.
You're
considering the
also-
fact that Pyri doesn't want to talk in this, she just wants to figure out what the fuck's going on because she
Yeah.
has icky feelings about the weird man.
Liari, you're looking
I was
around for
supposed to do
like
this.
people or other things, or
Yeah, I just want to see if we're alone and not being listened in on or spied upon.
So true.
okay. Liari, as far as you can tell, this is just the 5 of you. 6 of you counting Handball.
Fair enough.
Pyri, we will
Because you
return.
wanted me to insight so bad, I guess I'll insight after every question he asks.
I mean, you can for sure.
Extra intentions. Give him to me, Mr. DM. Give me all of his
Well,
intentions.
the reason I'm suggesting insight is there's been a lot of interactions today, and no one has really done a lot of insight. Like, there's been a little bit, but depending on, because insight is so dependent on what the person said, right? Like, what's their intention? So,
Sure.
if they say something sus or something you want to read into, you can, I want to roll insight that,
Right.
I
I thought that was a fair question, but I'll insight it anyway. Do you want me to roll it?
Yeah, go ahead
'Cause
and roll
you've
me
just
an
been
insight.
taking my passive.
Yeah. I guess with your passive insight in mind. Okay.
Yeah, this is one of those rolls that is impossible for me to fail unless it's
Mhm.
like a god DC.
So, to bring it all back in, Mads, you stated that you didn't hear about any unrest. And looking at Bennu, his face has not changed, and he kind of just looks at you for a moment and raises one eyebrow. Liari, with a 25 insight, he's very aware of what your group is part of. Or, like, very aware that you guys were part of a lot of happenings in Silversong. For some reason or another, you can discern that at the very least.
Yeah, because isn't he attached to that group as well if he's made this place slave-free and the broken ring is out and proud here?
Just in that one particular place. It's not everywhere. That's one particular location that has it out and proud.
Interesting. But she's sung his praises, which is why I'm like less guarded around him. So I'm kind of.
With all that in mind, Bennu has raised his eyebrow at you, Mads. Of course, I wouldn't expect y'all to have caused any civil unrest. These lizard people you talk about. Do you happen to know what they are actually called?
Do you want to? Like the race or like the group?
The race. Because it's very much a race thing currently.
They were Yuan-Ti, right?
They are. They're Yuan-Ti. Yuan-Ti. I always say Yuan-Ti. I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't know how to say it.
But yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's made up, Mr. DM.
It sure is. So, yeah, were you aware what their actual name was then? Or were they just lizard folk to you?
I'm gonna look at my party members because I don't know what it is. How to say it.
Well, I think I'm fairly familiar with a bunch of different races and
Intimately.
samplings in general. Shut up, Mr. DM. So I'll just like, yeah, they were Yuan-Ti, and they seem to be mixed up in some less savory behavior, things that you wouldn't agree with, as you've kept your illustrious place very clean of these types of people.
I do try to keep a clean ship here in Melody Cove, but of course I have to go around the laws that have been put in place over the last 1,200 years. Now, we have enough, well, would you mind confirming for me before I tell you a little bit more about what's happening here and the things I have with the concerns I have for my fine city? The port of Silversong has been hard closed. There is no news in or out other than members of a resistance group I'm sure you know very well. Isn't that right?
I'll nod.
Now, I have been told that Silversong as a whole is now completely under the control of the Yuan-Ti. There are no safe places. People are being shipped out from there down to Stone Guard in droves, and there's nothing to stop them except the people themselves. It's a terrible place right now, and I have no doubt it will make its way here, given time. Now,
Liari was upon hearing that, was gonna kind of lean forward and clench her fists and be very visibly upset by this news. I'm not gonna say anything, it's just the body language.
We have enough good folk here to keep the peace, but I can't protect my people if I'm left in the dark. I am aware of some Yuan-Ti threats lurking about, and we do our best to root them out. But if you happen to find any problematic individuals, I would ask that you kindly bring it to my attention so that we can make sure to keep our fine city safe, slave-free.
When he says that, like, bring it to his attention, can I insight whether or not he is accepting of them being outright fucking murdered on the spot?
I don't know that you could necessarily get that, but you can sure try.
All right, well, I'm already worked up, and you want me to roll it anyway?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. That's just your passive.
My bare minimum is a 19.
Wild.
Yeah, I can't.
Wild.
Yeah.
I guess if 19 is your bare minimum, unless it has a higher DC, I'll just say you get it.
Right.
Actually, I'll probably still have you roll, because if it is higher, I don't want to tell you there's more DC. Anyway.
Fair.
It seems like he's holding back some very Yuan-Ti specific information, and you're not sure why or what it's about.
That being said, I'm already kind of worked up and pissed off about hearing the news, and I'm really upset that we even left like that in the first place, and I've been worrying about all the people that, like, specifically I left behind too, whether or not the party cared about them, I cared. So I'm really upset hearing this news, and I'm really not gonna watch my mouth when I say this, and I'm just gonna be like, I can bring them to you, but I don't think you're gonna get anything out of them when I'm done.
Bennu will kind of hold your gaze for a moment. He's going to kind of look between the rest of the group as well. And he'll follow up with and this is how you all feel about them Yuan-Tis?
Question, Mr. DM.
Yep.
Roughly how much time has passed, do you think?
I would say about now has been about the 10 minutes. I was waiting for the next line,
Cool.
But it's close enough. So, in the room.
Do I notice anything?
Probably a lot. Probably this man himself is just glowing, because I have a sneaking suspicion he's like Phoenix related.
You can see in this particular room, the only magical sources are the lights. They're not like overwhelmingly powerful, but they are an illusory magic as well as evocation, allowing it to produce light but keep it like soft. He has you can tell with the outline and the size of the detect magic that he is carrying a enchanted dagger of some sort. It looks like it's just a fairly basic enchantment on it, like making it a little bit more powerful. His clothes as well seem to have some level of enchantment on them. Likely something that gives him a little bit more protection in situations where he is at a disadvantage. The remainder of the room, however, is clean.
Acceptable. Okay.
acceptable. He is not sus. Huzzah.
Wow.
Wow.
He's still suspicious. Because, yes, but
But maybe
Just
less.
normal yucky.
just slightly, yes, less yucky.
Oh, I should probably also mention that the feathers coming out of his head and elbow areas are also seemingly some level of magic, although it seems to be more of a natural magic rather than a enchanted.
I knew it.
It's fluffy, noted.
Oh no. Pyri, no. No. Please God. Mr. DM, do I notice her staring at him a type of way?
Are you staring at him with like lust for the feathers or what? Like what's going on?
I am not. Pyri is not looking at his feathers yet.
No.
I say yet because if he fucks up, I'm coming for him. But otherwise, I'm trying to think what specifically. I think Pyri would just kind of like just continue kind of staring at him silently, like judging him, kind of like giving him a face. Just be like, I'm watching you during all of this. But like nods in agreement with Larry.
Okay. So
Oh,
turning
you're answering his question. Okay.
turning towards Mads and Joe, he kind of like waits for an answer regarding how you feel about the Yanti. If you agree with Liari and just bringing them dead is best.
Yeah, good
I don't know if it's
riddance.
best, but it's what I offer.
Joe just kind of sits there and like sees everybody else doing a little nod or something and just kind of like nods along,
Oh.
Oh, baby boy.
takes a little sip of his wine,
I'll just like pat him on the back.
chokes on his wine.
Proud parent. Yeah.
And now, the reason I bring that up specifically, just like any given race of people, not all of them are inherently bad or good. There's one particular member of the Yonti who has come to me in good faith as a refugee, and I have offered them amnesty here. So if you happen upon them, they bear my seal, and I ask that those of you familiar, being all of you, do not harm them, as they are under my protection, under the protection of Melody Cove itself.
How heavily
Understood.
did you investigate them before you decided they were worthy of your protection?
Quite heavily. Believe me. We do not take threats to the freedom and security of my people lightly. And he sets his glass down, leaning forward and kind of doing that like fingertip together bit. As he kind of like just locks eyes with you and kind of shifts between you and Mads because you both spoke there. Just very much a we did our job before we offered them amnesty kind of vibe.
Does this person have a name along with your sigil?
I think until I get to know you better, I don't think revealing their name or location is particularly safe for them. Rest assured, they are kind and safe to be around, and pose no threat.
I suppose that's good enough for now, and if you think your sigil is a safe enough identifier that you don't want to give me their name as well, as we are guests in your city, I will respect your rules.
I appreciate you working with me on this matter. Now, speaking of matters, Mesmerese, I think it's time we had a conversation about possible things you might be interested in doing here while you were in Melody Cove. And of course, you are welcome to take or leave these jobs, but I hope that I could perhaps provide enough encouragement and compensation that you'd be interested. So, first things first, y'all look like quite the accomplished adventuring types. And from what I've heard through channels and networks, y'all ain't half bad in a fight neither. So, if y'all are also the monster hunting type, let's just check it in at the Ivory Mall here in town. Keep a good catalog of bounties, but I have one in particular that's off the books. Now, I will provide you with a sigil provided you take this job, and they will give you that special job. It has to do with, well, how do I put this? Have you all heard about that miasma that was in the play you just all saw?
I mean, yes, we did hear it mentioned in the play.
Prior to the play, of course.
I don't know, have we? I don't think so, but I don't know.
No.
Miasma's not widely talked about, so it's not something you would inherently know unless you know.
Okay, I'm gonna go no.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't know, but that's gonna lead me on. Miasma is also referred to as veil magic in some circles. Does that name ring a bell with any of y'all?
Veil magic specifically?
Specifically.
I'm not the magic guy.
I don't think that has to do with any of us. That I am apparently aware of Mr. DM.
No, it's me.
It's not a me thing. So.
It's me. I would find that particularly interesting.
He's just gonna kind of like turn to look at you. I thought it might. Now, I'd be happy to provide you with a bit more information regarding veil magic, but I think that I need to see if you can be trusted with that information before I provide it. The job specifically is hunting down some creatures that have been exposed in large quantities to it in a small pocket area here within the Isles. As the play showed, that miasma makes its way across all the Isles, poisoning it. There are some bloodlines that adapted. Some people can use this magic for themselves. Some people don't get sick when they walk on the lands of Eternia. So, if you take a look at that there, I might be able to provide you with a bit more information on something you find very interesting about yourself. And he's gonna look right at Mads, just... Now,
Mads is not gonna hide their disdain. They're gonna like stare right back and just like, I fucking hate that you have something over me right now.
do you actually say that, or is it the look?
No, it's just a look.
Okay. Now, I don't want to get this all wrong. I would like for us to be allies, friends even. But I need to be aware if I can trust you with this information, with the safety and well-being of my city, before we really get close. So, with that in mind as well, while one of these is just a simple killing mission for a creature, the second optional job that you might want to take a look at if you feel so inclined. We have a plague of these pop-up gambling halls hidden in the slums. Now, I personally ain't against gambling if it's done above board, because legitimate halls pay taxes, and those help fund the outreach, like the Temple of Suivania soup kitchens in the slums. But these hush-hush dens skip the taxes and run folks broke without a care. Now, I got good people down there trying to rebuild their lives, and the secret joints just undermine everything we do. And he kind of like sighs and sits back. The frustration regarding this is very obvious. You take... Yeah.
Is there any particular reason why he hates gambling, or rather, like, cheating gambling houses, I guess, is the...
Like, illegally run ones that don't provide compensation to the city.
Okay.
I mean, you
So he
could
doesn't
ask him.
like that they don't pay their taxes?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
You can always ask for more information. Or you don't have to.
Nah.
He's the tax man.
So as he takes a moment and composes himself. So, there is one particular individual who, really is the ringleader, if you will. And if you could flush him out and stop them from running these clandestine games, see if they can be shut down, made to go legit, either way, I'd be mighty grateful. Now, the problem is, they move each night. It's hard to pin down. We've tried the city guards, but they vanish like smoke. I'd even be willing to provide some benefits to them if they go legit. And I think y'all might be the extra edge I need, being travelers and accomplished adventurers. Yeah, he just kind of nods to himself and leans back, takes another sip of his wine.
I'm just gonna make a snarky comment and be like, they're like spitting things down.
Puts what down? I did not hear, I'm sorry.
Pyri's gonna make a snarky comment and just say, Larry likes pinning things down.
Oh my god, no.
Tee. Haha.
You don't say. Anyway.
No way.
So, if either job suits your fancy, being the beast hunting or the gambling halls, I'd say you well compensated mezzanines. Now, is there anything I could possibly answer for y'all?
Shake my head no.
I'm gonna look at him and kind of just earnest, straightforward look, I guess, and just be like, now my party had already said they're uninterested in the jobs, but say we were to do this for you for a little more quid pro quo than just compensation.
What exactly did you
I'm
have in
looking for more connections than anything else at this point. And it seems you are aware that stuff is going down. In fact, you're more aware of the goings-on over in Silversong more than I was at this point. And now I know that Stoneguard needs to be dealt with sooner rather than later, and that's going to take allies in larger numbers.
Indeed.
So depending on what it is maybe you can bring to the table on that front and what your strength looks like, I'm more than willing to start a mutually beneficial alignment here. Alliance.
Bennu's just gonna kind of sit there for a moment and contemplate. Gives his wine a little swirl before he takes a sip. I do think that it would definitely be mutually beneficial for us to be able to become allies, share information, connections. If you provide assistance to my city, I will be sure you are compensated not only monetarily, but you will have access to my information and my connections.
All right, then I'll hold out my hand in a way of like handshake gesture.
He will reach out, take the hand, give it a good firm shake. He'll also stand up, setting his glass down on the table. Lovely. Now, it has been a genuine pleasure. Well, the time is late, and I'm sure we all have things to take care of this evening. As far as the jobs go, take your time, weigh your options. Feel free to take either one or both if you feel so inclined. I'll be sure your kindness doesn't go unnoticed. Few in these parts can get an audience with the mayor so directly, so if you need resources or safe lodging, say the word. And he kind of motions to the door as like we got last words and then we'll make our way out kind of vibe.
Where do we find the small treasure in the room, Mr. DM?
Small treasure. Small treasure.
Treasure?
Yeah, Burton woke up.
Whoa.
Hi, Brian.
Good morning.
Good morning, 85.
Happy April Fool's Day.
Oh shit, it is, huh?
Yep.
Roll table. Small treasure roll table. Number 85.
It's another cursed ring. Pyri,
It's
don't
another
put
curse.
it on.
No shit, it is a sealed bottle of wine. No fucking shit.
Oh.
Actual.
Oh, so we
Actual.
just take one
You
from
just
the
take
table.
one.
of
I'm gonna
stuff that's- yeah.
screenshot it and put it in the general, but like
Amazing.
it's not gonna
We
be
should just
cheap
give it to
because of the
Mads, 'cause
situation.
Mads is the alcohol.
So it's a bottle of cheap wine that's supposed to be worth 2 silver, but because of this particular situation, you're getting yourself a nice crystalline, extra nice bottle of wine. It's probably worth like 2 gold.
Mm.
So enjoy, Matt.
Nice.
It's mine.
Yeah.
Yay.
Right?
The group alcoholic.
So you guys make your way out through the softly lit corridor as he leads you out, past like into the row or into the the theater room itself and up the main walkway. You guys make your way towards the door, and as he holds it open for you all, and you step out into the very cool evening air, Bennu adds one final note for you. It says, "Even you need me, you should come by Crest Hall. We'll talk business, or we can just chat over some tea. Now go enjoy the rest of your night now." He kind of gives you all a big gracious bow and steps back inside.
I'm gonna talk to the group mentally and be like, I know y'all don't really like him that much, but he has a lot to offer. We should probably at least think over doing these jobs, considering, Pyri, you like killing beasts.
Only if I get to keep the parts.
You'll have to check the bounty for that.
Sure, time to find out. I don't know. We can under-promise, over-deliver, or vice versa. I don't know.
I don't want to help him, but he has so much information that we desperately need.
Information, influence. Yeah. There's a
Still
lot
don't like
going
him,
on
though.
here. I didn't get anything bad from him that whole time. So, I don't know.
Pyri is simply suspicious.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
Alrighty. Well,
But-
are we waddling back to the domicile?
Yes, question mark?
Well, it'll be quite late evening at this point. You guys stayed for the show, which is, an hour play and then another probably hour conversation. So you're probably getting out here at like 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So presumably make your way back to your wonderful rooms at the Laughing Cask. Maybe grab dinner.
Sure, but
Oh. But
we walk past the Crucible and Candle on our way there. I would like to do a quick inspection of said area as we walk past.
like a perception, like look at as you walk by, or like an actual inspection?
Like, I want to see if I can tell, because I don't actually know. I don't know if she lives here, like if there's like a room thing above the shop, like how a lot of, like say how Bane had it, or
Yeah.
blah, 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 right?
this
So
per-
I want to
yeah.
look to see if it looks like anybody's home. Obviously, the shop's not open.
Right. Because it is
I
late.
just want to look to see. Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a perception.
Eh. Not the best.
Well,
It's over. It's doomed.
hard to tell. It's just a very dim shop. It's dark. It's nighttime. If she is there, she's probably asleep. You know.
She does get up early, Smudge. It's fine.
So, you guys make your way back. Spend the evening. Whether my question to you is whether or not you have things you want to talk about during the evening that you'd pick up next week or finish today, or if you just want to rest, or well, we can rest in the morning. It'll be fine, or we can rest next time. But that's where I'll end today's session actually, because time frame and also really good spot to end at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang, guys. That was a lot. That was a lot this session. That was a lot of information.
Yippee!
There was so much good soup.
Good soup indeed.
Good soup.
Least?
Almost
Actually-
got mad at a Phoenix about a lizard.
What legitimately interested, between the two new introduced characters, do you enjoy? Which one do you enjoy the most, being the theme and the character themselves?
2?
My guy.
Pyri's guy.
My dude.
Oh.
Regulus.
He scares the fuck out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Both
What?
me and my in-game character probably would not vibe with him.
Okay, I like
Yep.
him, but Mr. Smooth Talker makes me want to punch him in the face.
Fantastic. Like character or just like in general, out of curiosity?
All of the above.
Damn. I want to tell you guys so many
Excuse-
things, but I can't.
He's suspicious. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of towing that line too, like in game, just because Liari is inherently suspicious of everybody, but this place is so like.
Also, the accent reminds me of
Holy-
what's his nuts character from the one shot. It makes me want to punch him.
Burton's
also think of-
character.
I
No.
also
Yeah.
think of one of Burton's characters from a one shot.
No shit. Burton, you're
I
doing,
was just
doing too
like
many
The
southern draws.
Louisiana Southern.
That was
yeah.
supposed to be a little more
So every-
Louisiana, but it's hard to keep
Yeah.
up sometimes.
Every time I hear it, I'm just like,
I
I
only
think
picked
because
up.
you do a similar one to him.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I hear it and it immediately puts me in wanna have something mode. I don't know.
Good thing you have a
Yeah,
job for
Burton.
that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure if we were
That's
going to
only-
reach the gambling hall or not tonight, but it's already, and I was so excited for it. But it'll
Let's
be
go
next time.
gambling.
Aw, dang it. I'm going to need to go find that sound clip for this fucking session.
True.
But, in
Yeah,
any
it
case,
was the French that gave it away for me. The Louisiana thing.
the French one.
Yeah,
did.
it's just
Mon
you kept
ami.
trying to throw in some like really weird French, and I was like,
Yeah, let's try it. I was doing my best.
You were
It's-
trying.
If I'm
Pretty
doing
good.
small bits, I can keep it really well. But when it's a lot of talking, it just turns into a southern drawl.
It's fair. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
You are so dedicated.
I try. Last roll. Have at.
Yay, panties!
Oh, Sag. Much Sag. Okay. So, chat. Thank you all for hanging out with us today. Of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and follow my two streamer friends, who are two of the characters, which is Pyri and Mads on here. They are both wonderful individuals. You should definitely go check them out and give them a follow if you haven't already. If you want to be in a one-shot this Saturday, you can click on the link that is currently pinned. And if you want to sign up to be a character in a long-term campaign run in the same vein as this one, you can scan that QR code below me. And then, that's all I got for announcements, really. So, with that in mind, let's see about finding a raid partner. There's words here.
We raid.
Sometimes.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Ah,
Today was fun.
Today was a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed the play, because that was a lot of information in there, and like, I tried
There's a
to
lot of
write it
information.
like a play.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did good, like
did.
separating it.
mhm.
Like I knew when
Yay.
it was in the play and when it was not, you know?
Then I am.
Very cool stuff.
No, I always do it wrong.
Woo.
There we go. So, we're gonna go raid Venture Forth D&D because they're also a D&D guy. But in any case, thank you all for being here. Hope you all have a wonderful Monday evening, and we'll see you all next week. Yee.
Good job.
Bye.